side. A man is open. It is caught again. It's Day. Back to throw. McDecker gonna let it rip. It's Keegan in the end zone. Looking for the first down and more. He's at midfield. He's got the step along the sideline. Sullivan Sanchez, the reception. He put it on the turf. 19 seconds. Jump ball, far side. Nichols, two-hand grab. Gannon, drop back, looks to his left, throws. He's got a man and is caught. Touchdown, Plymouth. And Quentin Wimmer, one man to beat. Makes him miss. Stiff arms at the goal line and tumbles in. The ball is out. And Londonderry has it at the 25-yard line. Himself left side, turns the corner, down the sideline, breaks a tackle. Inside the 20, down to the 10. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Goffstown. Nick and Estes, Steve Beals with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. It's Manchester Memorial and the Goffstown Grizzlies here on an overcast afternoon in Goffstown. Well, Memorial, start there, a 3-1 record, Steve, the best the program has achieved in quite some time. Their lone setback came last week when they lost it when it counted 14-0. But nonetheless, a little bit of a buzz around the Memorial program. They're back, and this is their biggest test to date today, obviously. Goffstown on the other side, of course, looking to run the table, hoping for a 5-0 regular season heading into the Open Tournament next week, the NHIAA playoffs.
Starting with Memorial, Nick, I mean, a lot of people say, 3-1, they haven't played anybody. You still have to win those 3 games, and that's significant, and they won them with some pretty decent strength. So I would not be counting this team out as it relates to the playoffs. They can keep growing. I did look at their line. They're very, very large. If these guys can move off the ball against the Goffstown linemen, that's going to be a critical element for them to be able to have any success today. But the program, you can't. 3-1 for Memorial is a good thing for everybody in New Hampshire. You've got to have these 3 New Hampshire, the Manchester programs, getting the numbers again and getting focused on football. It's very important for these young men that play and the community around it. So, kudos to Rob Sturgis for getting this team at 3-1. This is going to be a real test for them. Going to Goffstown, looked at their linemen. They may not be quite as big up front on the offense and defensive side, but they are rugged and they're fast and they're well coached and well trained. That's where I'm going to be looking at today's game, Nick, is absolutely as focused on that because the trenches are going to be very important today. Coach Hammond comes in after Coach Huff, who's now the AD at Goffstown, and it's just been like a continuum. Feeder programs, keep feeding players in that have got the basic fundamentals trained. And, we were here 2.5 hours early this game, and the amount of volunteers around that make this the Goffstown such a venue to play in is really exciting. As we talked about last night, Nick, in Nashua, it's just so great that we're getting these games in. I just hope the health stays for the playoffs because we got some real good football matchups coming in. So I'm pretty excited about today's game to see how Memorial can stack up. So how strong are they?
Goffstown, a widely considered title contender in Division I, have been really for the last 4 or 5 years. Of course, the program under now athletic director Justin Huff,
yes,
won the 2015 Division I championship. Very good team that ended up at 12-0. This team, a lot of comparisons, strong junior class. We've heard about Hunolt. We've heard about Peyton Strickland. Some key pieces really on both sides of the football, starting to hit that, I guess, mid-season stride here, even though it is week 5, the final of the regular season. But this team really clicking on all cylinders, and all 4 of their wins have been blowout variety.
Goffstown has a way when they bring a team together, they develop a culture that they have a high degree of responsibility for those skilled players, whether it's no matter where they play. Those leaders on the team have to come out every week, and this program works behind those leaders, and I've never seen a program, I shouldn't say never, this is certainly a program that the leaders come out and compete and develop a culture here, and they've got a fan base here. You talk about a town that has a 12th man. Goffstown's one of those communities you have to think about because people rally around. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, they can only have just the parents here and no visitors, but when you get a regular game like this and under regular circumstances, this place is rocking, and the players feed right into that. So, but Goffstown skilled players are always consistent. They have a very tight game plan with a spread. But what's amazing is the zone read. They're able to run the ball effectively because they put so much emphasis on their offensive front.
You can see down on the field, Goffstown on the far side getting set to come out of their own end zone and greet this crowd, a socially distanced crowd. Again, limited capacity, 2 tickets, I believe, per player, the policy. Again, here in Goffstown, and that seems like the MO for, well, all the schools we've been to so far this season. Again, our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. So call Steve at 603-471-9999 today. Little overcast. A low percent chance of rain, a low percentage of precipitation for game time. We'll keep our eye on the sky. Right now, again, overcast, gray clouds in the area. But as you can see, the backdrop, beautiful foliage. The burgundies, the oranges, all out in full display here. High season throughout New England. And, well, as you said, Steve, one of the better venues, especially on a Saturday. They don't play Friday night games here because of the lack of the lights. No lights at all, but you can guarantee Saturday afternoons in the fall, one of the really premier spots to play a football game at the high school level here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Nick. And the color background, I mean, the benefit of a field like this is there's no track. You go to please like Goffstown, you go to Stello's, now the new Trinity Field. You look at the new Pinkerton Field, and there's no track, Nick, around it that I recall, but you certainly feel that you're close to the action. When we were here Wednesday doing some logistics, looks like Goffstown's coming out. The field conditions when I walked out in the field were just fabulous, obviously because they didn't really have any spring play on it. So it almost looks like AstroTurf.
Yeah, it does. It's in good shape, for sure. Not a whole lot of dead spots at all. They did a great job, I think.
No.
All right, Goffstown, they've been introduced. See them here on the near sideline in their home burgundy and whites. Memorial, the visiting Crusaders on the far sideline with the white pants, jerseys, blue helmets, and lettering. The Crusaders widely seen, Steve, as big underdogs today. What would they need to do, X's and O's wise, to not only stay competitive but maybe steal one here on the road and shock the state?
Well, I think in order to steal a game here, you have to steal plays one at a time. They need some items like an interception. They need to cough up, to pick up a fumble, run it back. They're going to have to be highly motivated from top to bottom to beat this good Goffstown team. And, my understanding is from the people that I've talked to Memorial, it's a pretty motivated group of guys. And but they're going to need that sort of situation with the fact that they're away, and they're going to need to cash in early and not let Goffstown escape with too wide a margin.
All right, let's pause for the national anthem.
Boy, Nick, if you're going to play the national anthem, we all have our preferences, but that's my favorite right there. I did a nice job. Yeah, and look at the timing. 1 minute left to the start of the game. They get this thing down like a steel trap.
They do. Well, again, Goffstown, very hard to beat in general, especially on this field over the years. And, well, what has been the keys there, Steve? We know about Jared Hinault under center. Talked a little bit about Peyton Strickland. They call him Baby Gronk, the big tight end. I mean, how do you game plan for two dynamic players like that?
It's difficult, Nick. I mean, the thing about it is the execution level is very high, especially when they play here at Goffstown. There's a sense and a culture here where they want to win for their fans. And, there's a lot of other elements going in, surrounding the situation with a lack of fans. But when the kids get on the field, these young men get on the field, they forget all about that, and they know how important it is to win here. And they want this place to be what it is. I remember when we came in here when my sons played, they'd play like baby music when your team was on offense in between the plays.
Right.
And it's perfectly right to do it. They did everything they could within legal grounds to make it a tough place to play, and it has that nature to it. So I find that a lot of fun. The fact that they do that, and they really try to, outside the football players, try to rally around. And boy, I'll tell you, there's been some great football games played here over the years, and that 2015 group that you talked about earlier, Nick, that was an incredible group that came up, and they got it done all the way to past UNH at the championship. So I think they're looking for that again this year.
Well, there you go. Ready to rumble.
Sorry, Nick.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Steve.
Another thing is there's a big emphasis here on the up front, and that's so important in high school football because you get later in the season. We talk about this all the time. That a lot of championships are won on lousy days and cold days when you've got a running attack and you've got an offensive line that can get the job done. And all of a sudden, the spread in September works one way, but it doesn't quite work the same when you get into the cold days of late October and November. So,
well, Goffstown, without two of their players, we mentioned Strickland. It's Parent Steve, I think that's him right there.
I talked to him before the game.
Okay.
Yep.
And he's definitely out, obviously, in street clothes with his arm in a sling. And Aaron Duval as well. Duval, a name we know associated with Goffstown. His older brothers were here. But Aaron also out with a leg injury today. So
I was able to have a conversation quickly with Strickland before he walked by, and seemed like a fine young gentleman. And he told me that he had, almost a compound fracture of the shoulder. He said it was really bad, 3-hour operation, but it was very successful. Unfortunately, he's going to miss his basketball season because he's a good basketball player as well. Here we go.
We're underway. Memorial set to return. And on the move to his right is Jeffrey Jasovic, trying to find the sideline. A decent return out near the 30. And that is where the Crusaders will begin things.
Taken down by Jeremy Hinault.
Yeah, he'll play everything. Special teams.
I think we'll know
problem.
his name. Yep.
All right, Goffstown, the heavy favorite here. Again, you mentioned the size, Steve. Look at that D-line. They'll probably rush three most of the day, but three very big bodies up front to take up space for the Grizz.
They're properly trained, Nick, too. They get their hands up. They get separation for offense. Let's see.
All right, we get another look at Josephik, who is the quarterback. He's going to hand here to the near side on a sweep run. It's Kai Colson.
Flag down.
And our first play brings our first flag as well.
Holding against Memorial. The play developed pretty well there. They had a nice crackdown block, fully solid block, good block, but to no avail. I don't know where the holding was. It looks like it might have been behind the play because I was watching. Didn't seem to be anything at the point of attack at all, but nevertheless, the holding's called, and they're in a hole already.
Yeah, not the start Coach Sturgis was hoping for.
No.
As his team is set back now 1st and 21.
Yeah, we saw that last night. A lot of flags last night too, Nick, especially in the first half.
Yeah, last night meaning Nashua North's 36-7 blowout win over Londonderry as the Titans wrapped up their schedule at 3-0. Londonderry slips to 3-2. All right, Josephik, quick throw over the middle. He's got a man and a first down out across the 35 to nearly the 40. Goes the big target
That's Basil High, the senior. 6'3", 240-pound senior. Rumbles for Memorial's first down. It's a big gain there as well,
well,
22.
One of the things you have on number 88 is a big body, and he screened his advantage on the ball very, very well. Screened the defender out and got a nice pass there. That's the sort of thing, Nick, they're going to have to execute if they're going to loosen up this defensive line and secondary.
Josephic again in the gun. The back to his left is Colson. He'll take the snap and go back to the air on 1st and 10. It's over the middle and incomplete.
Don't know who he was throwing that to. May have been.
Looked like some miscommunication. The only man slightly in the area was Will Clark, who was about 10 yards further down the field.
Yeah, very early. Goffstown secondaries kind of laying off a little bit. Opportunities, Memorial, if they see it upstairs, probably can grab some comeback passes and some stuff underneath behind the linebacker core, because that seems to be where the open field is. Kind of a bend but don't break. But you got to grab that as you move it down the field from the offensive play calling.
Again, a 4-receiver set, 2 to each side on 2nd down and 10. Josephic looks over that 3-man front. Goffstown is going to bring an extra heat off the edge. The handoff is up the middle and plenty of run room. Here's Colson now in a foot race. One man to beat. He's chopped down from behind at about the 10-yard line. What a run by Kai Colson. A touchdown saving tackle made by Caden Perry. But Memorial showing the explosiveness here on drive number 1, setting up now 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Danny Clare, what a block, what an inside seal block. He opened up a truck lane for him to come through, and he was able to build up speed into the secondary. And actually, he's got some pretty good set of legs on him, because it took a lot, took their fastest player to bring him down.
Colson,
very impressive run.
Colson will come to the sideline now. Memorial going to give him a blow after the long run of nearly 50 yards. They go inside to back number 2, fights his way inside the 5-yard line. They'll blow it dead, though, shy of the end zone. This is the freshman running back, Eric Seymour. And Seymour, protecting the football amongst a swarm of Grizzlies, is marked down at the 5-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 from the 5.
They're doing a good job cross-blocking, Nick. They're getting body position and open up holes. I don't know what's going on with the linebacker core. I couldn't tell if the guards are getting out there to get them, but there's holes at the line, and they're accelerating through. Offensive line's been impressive so far.
The back remains in the game. That's the freshman Seymour. Josephic takes the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, is tackled around the knees near the line of scrimmage, I think shy of the 1st down. That's Ryan Cody, who got in there with a great one-on-one solo tackle, and he does prevent the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 5-yard line.
First down, Nick.
Now they say, yes, they do, 1st down.
Yep. I was wondering. I saw him move the yardstick down, the marker down, and it went awful close, and referee immediately jumped on it and called the 1st down. So now they're on the 3-yard line, something like that, and they've got 4 downs to get there. So you were talking early in the game as far as keys to the game for Memorial. This is it right here, getting out in front, being away. Looking good so far.
Opening drive, 3 minutes gone by. A 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Again, a 3-receiver set. Josephic takes the snap. Handoff right side. Looking for the end zone is Seymour, and he is in for the touchdown. That's the freshman Eric Seymour. 3rd carry of the drive. Found a little bit of space up the middle. And the big boy lowered the shoulder.
Yeah.
And finished the run in the end zone for the touchdown. So it's Memorial who strikes first here on the road in Goffstown. 6-0 with just over 3 minutes gone by.
Real quick, something I'm seeing is the defensive backs are having a hard time on line. We'll talk afterwards, Nick, after the kick.
Here's Clark's extra point try. It is up, it is high, and it is down the middle good. An exclamation point there for the Crusaders. They take 3:02 off the clock. They put 7 points on the board.
Yeah, what I was going to say earlier, Nick, is it certainly looks like Goffstown's having a hard time with their linebackers getting vision, because these offensive linemen are so big, so tall, and so wide that they're having trouble seeing behind to get their reads. And that's what I see early. And so far, they're not just big guys. They're big guys that know how to block.
Yep.
That's going to present a problem for Goffstown. They're going to have to get vision for those linebackers to clean it up, because they're struggling back there right now.
A 6-play, 70-yard drive to put Memorial out in front 7-0, and has also quieted this crowd at least to begin the football game.
Yeah. Nice, well-sequenced drive there. I like the play calls. The holes, Nick, that are open from the 40 on down to the 10 were just really wide holes and good running lanes.
So about as good of a start as any Memorial fan could have hoped for.
Absolutely.
With the Crusaders out in front 7-0, Goffstown getting set to touch the football for the first time. They'll deal with a squib kick. It's handled by one of the up men, Zach Picard, and Picard fights his way along the far sideline up to about the 38-yard line. Goffstown will begin there 1st and 10.
So Memorial very, very early deciding not to allow the deep kick returners to run the ball back. I think that's a smart move with the athleticism. One of the things Goffstown has a strong focus on is an excellent special teams program, Nick. I've seen them win games tight games against Bedford, BG, I can go on, BG and others in the playoffs, and it was the special team play, the execution, that was the difference. And I think that's a smart move by Coach Sturgis not to give him a chance.
All right, here's Goffstown. 4 receivers set. They put Perry in motion. Snap taken by Hinault. He'll tuck, run, and tiptoe through the line across the 40 up to about the 44-yard line for a gain of 5 on 1st down.
That's their bread and butter play, Nick, for the last 5 or 6 years, is to get that quarterback to get runs, get him, and then all of a sudden, hold the ball or have some jet motion and it brings the linebacker core in, makes everybody look on the inside, and then they'll jet it on the outside and create openings if they can contain that defensive end.
Play up tempo as well. Hinault giving the keys to the Cadillac, so to speak. Takes the shotgun snap on 2nd and 5. Throws it near side. It's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Perry. He tried to set up a screen, but the slot receiver could not pull it in. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah,
officially.
He's really frustrated. I think he saw an opportunity to cut back inside, Nick, and get some good yardage. He had a lane there, but you gotta catch the ball before you run.
Crusaders a chance to force a 3-and-out here.
Yeah.
Trying to build on a 7-0 lead. Goffstown looking for their first down here on their opening drive. Hinault in the gun, and again he'll hit the pause button, go back to the line of scrimmage and change the play. Memorial showing some pressure here. They've got 3 down linemen showing blitz up the middle. Hand of a card, left side, his first carry. He'll bounce around the outside, pick up the 1st down. He crosses midfield, steps out of bounds on the far sideline after moving the chains. That's Zach Picard. We saw him handle the kickoff, the squib kick a moment ago. He gets his first carry and Goffstown's first down.
Goffstown needed that, Nick, because they were up against it if they didn't with a 3-and-out.
Quick snap, Hinault on a play fake. Keeper near side. He'll go across the Memorial 45 down to the 44-yard line. A short gain of about 3. Set up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, they're really looking, Nick, to get 4 or 5 on that, which opens up their playbook. It makes it difficult for the defense to think about. Have to think about both run and pass. So that's what they look to do to set it up. Probably looking for, looks like 4 yards they got.
Officially 4, set up 2nd down and 6. Hinault takes the snap, back to throw, looking left, now dancing right, trying to escape, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. Now Memorial celebrating there on the far sideline after Basil High brings him down for the sack. And now Goffstown backed up with a 3rd and long.
Nice job there, but that's really a coverage sack, Nick. They looked like Goffstown was able to hold for long enough to throw it, but there was no openings downfield. Probably should have run quicker out of the pocket and threw it over on the outside because that's a big loss.
3rd and 18. Hinault near side for Perry, dropped it again. Never quite had it. Bouncing off the shoulder pad, incomplete. And Goffstown forced to punt here, now facing 4th and a mile.
Yeah, they again, Nick, I think he has that inside running range, but he's got to catch the ball. Goffstown staff on the sidelines pretty frustrated with that because they're setting up these plays to work, but you got to execute on the field. Perry's very upset. You can't blame him, but there's a whole game before us. Hopefully he can, for Goffstown's sake, he can get his...
Yeah, you got to have a short memory.
Yep, you do.
Picard will handle the punt duties. He stands at his own 30. Back deep for Memorial is Raymond Aline. Aline will backtrap, drop it, scoop it up, come back near side, and be tackled inside the 15 at about the 13-yard line. Good coverage there by the Grizzlies.
They always have good coverage, Nick. The whole thing is that was all kick right there. And I don't know what happened to that ball. It looked like he was squarely under it, and it ended up being a lot shorter. So must have obviously misjudged a little bit. Was very fortunate. This is how Goffstown changes games, Nick, with their special team coverage. They get a lot of fumbles, and they create a lot of worry with the kick returner because they're coming down like madmen, and that's part of their plan.
And you mentioned the special teams, really a valued element of the program dating back underneath Coach Huft. All right. Memorial with some tough sledding here on their second drive. They begin way back at their own 12-yard line. They've got a 7-0 lead as we head towards the midway point of this first quarter. Josephic back to throw. He's got time. He airs it out far side and overshoots his man. Incomplete. Trying to find Will Clark. Had him open, but a little too strong on that throw. 2nd and 10 coming.
Yeah, it looked like when he broke right, the receiver looked like he slowed down a little bit. There's one thing you got to teach receivers to do, Nick, is to run your route full speed. It's the quarterback's responsibility to throw it to the spot. But if you slow down, you're throwing off the timing that happens all week where the coaches are watching. You got to be able to cut through that, and I think that's what happened there. But if you're going to miss it, you want to miss it wide so you don't get any INTs or pick sixes.
Timeout on the field. This is called by Memorial. First one either way as Coach Sturgis wants to talk it over. It's a 7-0 Memorial lead here in Goffstown. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you. Our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both home, auto, or business insurance. Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com. Well, Memorial, a team that began the season 3-0. Remember, they had suffered through some really dark times, Steve, in the recent past, and closed out things with a win, I believe, last season. Or that lone win in 2019 came towards the end of the schedule. They open up things in 2020 with a victory. Then they do it again in week 2. Then they do it again in week 3. And then gave Winnicott a pretty good fight last week in a 14-0 defeat. So Memorial showing no fear again this afternoon, coming out and scoring first here in Goffstown 7-0.
And the offense and defense playing and executing well, Nick. I'm impressed whoever the offensive line coach is. Done a good job with these guys. They're not just big, rugged guys. They actually know what to do. And we'll see if what adjustments Coach Hammond makes here, but the run game is working for him so far.
All right, out of the timeout. Ready to roll is the senior quarterback, Jeff Josophic, and he throws an interception. It's Perry. Picks it off at the 15, and he fumbles on his way to the ground. That ball is loose.
They got it back.
The officials say Goffstown football. So the game's first turnover comes in the Memorial red zone. It's Perry trying to exercise some demons perhaps after dropping a couple on the offensive series a moment ago. Gets an interception and sets up now Memorial inside the, 10-yard line for Goffstown looking to tie this game here as we head towards the midway point first quarter.
Pretty risky offense, Nick, that deep in the zone to be throwing that. I would have run the ball. If you have run success, you have to keep going with it until you force the defensive secondary to adjust to it. They didn't do that. They just came out gunslinging, and it's cost them.
First and goal from the 9. Hunnaltz gives to Picard, and he swallowed up. Well, if there was a hole, it closed very quickly as Jake Calabro led the assault there in white for Memorial. No gain. Second down and goal coming from the 8.
Yeah, still a little confused there, Nick, why with the strength of the offensive line and how it was working, why they wouldn't try to get a little deeper or get out of that deep area. But here we are.
Hunnaltz, shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself left side, sheds one tackle at the 5, and heads into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yep.
A power run by a powerful quarterback. The senior, Jarrett Hunnaltz, gets Goffstown on the board now, and they're within a point of the tie.
Yeah, that had his legs wrapped, but he's just so strong. He was able to break his legs through. Good coordination there to stay up, and that's why they like him at QB, Nick, because every single time he's got the ball in his hands, and they give him the capability of making the decision. And he just proved there while he's hard to bring down. We've been hearing that from game to game, that he's a hard guy to bring down if he gets a little bit of opening, and And that certainly was evident right there. So we're back with looks like they're going for two, Nick.
Yeah, they are. Hunault's going to stay on the field and take a shotgun snap. Takes the handoff, throws a quick slant pass. It is caught in the end zone for the 2-point try. Good catch by Maddox Harden. Able to pull it in overhead with two hands in traffic to put Goffstown in front 8-7.
Keys to the game before we started, Nick, were you got to stop Goffstown from making big plays, and they Memorial needed to make the big plays. What's interesting is they go down with a methodical drive. They seem to have the line play and the running attack, and they go down deep, and they come out gunslinging, and you put it right back in Goffstown, and now you got a tie game. So they got to regroup again, Memorial, and go back to that running game until it stopped. Generally speaking, it's going to be stopped by bringing more guys into the box. That opens up the passing lanes. It looked to me like they just went to the pass a little too quick there. I won't mention it again, but those are the sort of things you're not going to be able to do in Goffstown against Goffstown, and they're going to have to be perfect from here.
And the Grizzlies made them pay quickly.
They did.
2 plays later, they find the end zone from 8 yards out.
Yep.
2-point try. Good. 8-7 Goffstown, and all, for the moment, right with the home fans, at least for now at the 6-minute mark here, first quarter. 8-7. Kick coming. Deep off the right foot of Cody. Sends a man back. He's going to backpedal at the 10-yard line, out across the 10 and further. Look at the 20, at the 30, and now a foot race. This is Christian Sebo with one man left to beat. He makes a spin move, and he's out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Get him some oxygen, man. That was one heck of a run. What a great job. That is exactly what this team needed, Nick, was a big play to earn back. They're not in the end zone yet. Goffstown's got a great defense, but, boy, they got a heck of a field position to get ahead in this game. Boy, when he gets ahead of steam, he goes. But how about the Goffstown defenders giving up everything to stop that get in the end zone? Let's see if that pays off here with this next offensive set.
Picard knocked him out of bounds, saved the touchdown, but a great run again by Christian Sebo, the senior.
He's looked good.
Who trots off the field to get a well-deserved
little break.
Drink. Yep. All right. So, special teams favoring the Crusaders on that one. They're all the way at the 8-yard line for a 1st and goal. So here's Josephic. The back to his right is the starter, Kai Colson. 3 receivers set. High snap taken, hand to Colson, and he's rifled down in the backfield. Just nowhere to go as the assault from Jeremy Hunault.
But this effort on that kick return, Nick, the effort by Goffstown to bring him down on the 10-yard line, boy, that could wind up being big. A lot of teams will give up. They won't. Everybody gave 100%. That's why you run those gassers in practice. So you don't want to run out of gas. And this could wind up being a big thing. Now you're looking at 10 yards, right? Second and goal.
2-yard loss. Hunault, the outside linebacker, read that play well to rifle into the backfield for the loss. So 2nd down and goal from the 10. We're at the 5-minute mark here, first quarter. Memorial looking to retake the lead. Trailing by a point here, 8-7. Snap Jason Josephic going to throw a slant route. It is
it's good.
Caught at the 2-yard line. Good coverage, but a good catch as well. The senior Joe Calabro. We mentioned his brother Jake a moment ago. This is Joe Calabro, who was ruled down officially inside the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
All play by design to throw it down and dirty like that, Nick. They want to get down by the end zone. Josephic did a great job. Hit the target, bingo, right on target, and that's exactly what that play is designed for.
Home crowd starting to pound on the aluminum bleachers, chanting defense. Trying to uplift the Grizzlies. Big play here early in the game as we head towards the 4-minute warning. Meanwhile, up and down the sideline is Coach Hammond racing, trying to call Goffstown's first time out. He does get it in.
Obviously did not like what he saw as far as the defensive set versus the play call.
I wonder if anyone clocked him there on that 40-yard dash. He was flying.
I don't know, but he was, whatever it was, he really meant it, and he saw it, and brought his team back to time out, get a little think about what the defensive set they put out. I don't know, maybe there was some confusion where he wanted to call a second play, but he wasn't able to call another defensive play. I don't know, but he just maybe couldn't communicate in there. He says, the heck with this, I'm going to run down.
He saw something he did not like.
Absolutely.
And He was originally standing around midfield, came flying down the sideline to get that timeout in just in time for the upcoming 3rd down and goal. From inside the 2-yard line, clock stopped with 4:19 to go here in this opening quarter.
Referee just told Coach Hammond you can't run down that fast, but the guy's trying to call a timeout. You can understand, and he wasn't getting any attention.
Yeah, that's a rule that is almost never enforced.
No, just warnings.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Josephic ready to roll. Quarterback looking around, surveying as the home fans again begin to pound their feet here in the stands. Starting to sprinkle here in Goffstown as well. Memorial looking for their 2nd touchdown of this first quarter. And they try and wrap around, and that's not going to happen.
Yep.
Hinault able to cut down Sebo way back at the 10-yard line. So Hinault with 2 tackles for a loss here on this series. And how does that timeout look now? Look at Coach Hammond. He's fired up here on the home sideline.
Yeah, well, he saw something he didn't like. I'm actually beginning to wonder if he saw something that he did like, that he wanted to implement, and that could be that corner blitz type situation that
and worked out for sure.
Picked him up.
All right, Will Clark is on for a 26-yard attempt. Got plenty of leg, and it's no good. It's wide left.
Wide left.
Yeah, it was kind of ranging left. That's a win for the Goffstown defense. The special teams allowed Memorial to set up at the 8-yard line, but the Grizzly D comes up big, holds Memorial, keeps them off the board, and they keep the home team 8-7 lead intact here with 3:37
It's motivational flow, Nick. When you have the special teams, you know, you always go back to pride and effort and execute. You know, they missed it. The guy, comes through down. They tackle him down the 10-yard line, and now you've got an opportunity for the defense to come in. I give Goffstown coaching staff a lot of credit for calling that timeout and didn't let it go.
Absolutely. Hinault, 2 backs with him in the gun, hands near side. Not sure who that was. It was Cody, I believe. Yep. Ryan Cody on an inside run. Didn't get much. Only 2 there. Stopped by the linebacker, Clark. 2-way player, of course, for Memorial. Nearly 3 minutes left. A 2nd down and 8 from their own 22 coming. Hinault, again, in this quick-moving, high-tempo offense, ready to go again. Takes a snap, shoulder high. Looks to throw, plenty of time. Deep down the far sideline and incomplete. Trying to hook up on a bomb with Jonah Lopez, but overshoots his man by a few yards. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, they were out mowing this, Nick, on Thursday, and when we were here. And I got to tell you, this is not fast grass today. I think the little bit of sprinkle, the heavy air, and all of that is, got the ground a little spongy. And, it takes a lot to build up some speed on this. In great shape, though.
Yeah. And again, starting to rain a little bit, sprinkling at the moment. 3rd and 8. Goffstown trying to keep the drive alive and won't get a hookup here. Incomplete. Looking for Hinault. The brother connection there, not going to happen.
I think Goffstown will take it, Nick. They stopped him. Probably don't want to go out 3 and out, but at least they can change the field position and reset. And they're still up 8-7. So
Memorial will take that as well.
I
the
think
defense coming up with a timely stop, trying to get the offense right back onto the field in what should be pretty good field position. We'll see.
Yeah, a little surprised when you've got a, 3rd down. You're on the less than the 2-yard line, and you just don't attack the hole, Nick, and spend so much time in the backfield with those play calling by Memorial. I think that certainly played into Goffstown's hands.
Picard takes the snap at the 10. It's a high kick. It'll send Sebo back to the near side at the 40. He'll play it off the bounce and drag a man up to the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Perry. Yes, sir. Good field position for Memorial. It'll be their 3rd drive. They scored on a 6-play, 70-yard touchdown drive to begin the football game.
Nick, I want a camera like that guy's carrying right there, that on-field camera.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I don't know if we can get a shot of it, but wow.
Yeah, if you want to spend $40,000.
Is that about $40,000 for that thing?
In the ballpark, for sure.
I'll let you buy that one.
All right. Crusaders stalled out, had an opportunity to add more points on their previous drive. After long kick return got them going at the 8-yard line of Goffstown, but ultimately were held off the board with a missed field goal. inside run. This is Seymour, the man who scored Memorial's touchdown. Knocked over the defender, Hinault. Hinault did drag him down, though, in Goffstown territory at the 48. It's a big, powerful run again by this freshman runner who's looked pretty good. They give him 9 there to set up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, but they're getting a truck lane to run through every single run, Nick. I've been watching it, and offensive line doing a great job. Goffstown definitely taking the bend but don't break approach. They're not putting 4 guys up and blitzing 2 or anything. They're kind of staying basic on D.
Yeah, they like that 3-4. They're going to try and pinch the edge here. They throw into the flat, and a good tackle is made by the cornerback.
19.
That's Will Sasso.
Nice
Not
job.
fooled at all. Stayed home and put the receiver onto the grass pretty quickly. That's Sawyer Bergeron, the junior, pulled in his first catch as we move inside of 2 minutes here, first quarter. 3rd and 2 on the way.
Yeah, watching the cornerbacks, they're tightened down, Nick. In the first part of the game, Goffstown was playing off a little bit. Now they're coming up right up square, and now they're kind of challenging the receivers. I think they sense it's a little bit of a slow field today. They're going to challenge them.
Tightening a little bit, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Going to show blitz here. They will bring the blitz. Same play, near side, and the catch, and then the run after is going to bring the receiver right near the stick.
24. What a nice job by.
That's Hinault again. He's been all over the place.
He really has.
Back-to-back catches, meanwhile, for Sawyer Bergeron. And the official's still talking about this one. Coach Hammond showing peak interest here as well. The biggest spot of the game so far.
Flag down.
Is there a flag, too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't
There's,
see it. You're right. There's a flag right where the tackle was made. Again, the official's still discussing this. This may be going against Memorial. Yep.
You have Coach Hammond is completely dialed in on the importance of this game, Nick. You can tell he's really amped up, very animated down on the sidelines, and I think it's because of the fact that he doesn't probably like the way this game started, and he wants to get his team executing well, and probably feels his team should have a lead this year. Certainly expect at this point, certainly what was expected, and
well, it's a hold, Steve, in the end.
Yep.
3rd down and 11. So now Memorial looks like going to stay with the passing game here.
I don't know. Have to now.
Yep. Josephic, after a long count, takes a snap, 4-man rush coming. They go back to the near side. This is Calvin.
Good tackling.
He's tackled right around the original line of scrimmage. Sasso again.
Having himself a game.
Making a good play. His 2nd straight tackle.
Well, the key
Meanwhile, Colson a little limpy as he jogs off to the field after being tackled. Memorial going to punt here, 4th and 8, as we head towards 30 seconds to go in this opening quarter.
Yeah, Sasso, Nick, is keeping his hips very square. He's not allowing any sort of shake and bake to affect him. He's watching the hips. He's doing a good job. And when he tackles, he's in a good football position. Wouldn't be surprised if he's a wrestler because those guys play low.
Clark barely gets this one off. A line drive effort. Perry's going to let it bounce behind him. It's rolling now inside the 5, and Memorial is going to down it right there at the 5-yard line. A great job by the Crusaders. Special teams again, Steve. I would say through the first quarter that the advantage on that third rail, so to speak, has gone to the visitors.
Yeah, the big play, the big things in the game to me are 2. Obviously giving up the interception by Goffstown was a big deal. But it all started from what I think is the number 1 part of the game, and that is Memorial able to almost run at will every time they run the ball, but yet they're using the foundational play calling, all passing attack, and they're not getting anywhere with it. I'm really confused why they wouldn't continue doing what's successful, forcing Goffstown to make the adjustment and then go to the pass game. Yep. To me, that's the story so far.
We'll see how Coach Sturgis plays it here in quarter number 2. Goffstown back way up, officially inside their own 7-yard line to begin this drive with 8 seconds to go in the quarter. They hand him a card. He'll try to find some room along the left side and won't get anywhere. Good tackle made along the edge by the junior Augie Connors for Memorial. No gain on the play, and that'll do it for the first quarter here in Goffstown. An encouraging start for Memorial, the heavy underdog today. They do trail, but only by a point, as Goffstown holds a 1-point edge, 8-7 through 12 minutes here in Goffstown.
I think if you're the Goffstown sideline, you're a little bit frustrated that you're not ahead further. The offense, I'll come out and say it. I think Memorial's got a better football team than I think they deserve. I said in the beginning, they're 3-1. Give them what they deserve. But so far, Nick, team's got some players on their side, and there's a lot of things going well. It's just the offensive unit should be running the ball more. That's it.
Well, you and I off camera before we got underway here today, we're talking a little bit about the numbers from Memorial. It was a program, as we mentioned, fallen upon some hard times in the recent past, and really had a participation issue, as had some other teams around the state, again, 3 or 4 years ago. But seems like, again, the numbers are on the rebound, and it's a good thing to see a healthy program, no matter what the record is. The number of kids that turn out, I think, is a good measuring stick as any. And Memorial, again, passing that eye test here this afternoon.
So important for those Manchester teams to have good football, Manchester schools to have good football programs, Nick. It's what it was in the past, and as once you start to build the culture, and what happens is it becomes important, for guys to get their buddies to come out and play, and then you start building numbers, you start spreading out, the responsibilities, so you've got fresh players and fresh backups coming in, and looks to me like Coach Sturge has done a really good job with these guys' execution.
Second quarter begins. The team switches sides. Hinault back at the gun here on second down and long. They're going to go up the middle to Picard, who breaks a tackle in the hole. He's going to carry a couple of defenders with him for the first down.
Good hard
out
run.
Across the 25-yard line. That was his best-looking run so far. Picard goes for about 8 in the end in a first down.
And you'll watch what Picard did is they're way deep in their territory. They train their running backs. You hold onto that ball with 2 hands.
Well, they give him 11. I said 8. I meant 11. They go right back to him, this time to the left side, trying to find some more space, and does. Kicks it into second gear, and he's out near midfield. There's Picard's longest run of the afternoon. Chopped down eventually by Josephic, who made the play from the safety spot. Another good run for Goffstown, and this offense starting to get a little juice here.
Yeah, they are.
30 seconds into the quarter, they keep it going. Hinault this time calls his own number, but he's chopped down by Clark. Wrapped up along the edge, trying to turn the corner. Just a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
Well, with that tall, lanky body on Hinault, you really have to. The Memorial's, obviously practice. We're going to tackle this guy low. The thing is he moves his feet in such short steps. He's difficult to bring down because it's hard to trip up, and the strength in his legs, he's break through. He almost did there as well.
Hinault ready to go. 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Plenty of time over the middle. Caught by Perry. First down. At the 30, 25, the 20, wrapped down at the 15-yard line, and he drags Josephic with him all the way to the 11.
That was a pass, and he had him going full. He hit him on the button, full speed, Nick, and that's why he was able to split the secondary.
Memorial says timeout. That defense licking its wounds here.
Yeah.
Second charge timeout by the Crusaders. He comes with a minute and 13 seconds gone by in this second quarter. Goffstown threatening again here. 1st and 10 at the Crusader 13.
Well, Memorial's got to dig down deep. They got to sit tight. They got to talk about how to fix this, but they're obviously hitting the seam pretty well here and doing a good job. Picard, remember, that pass is set up by a good running, 3 or 4 running plays by Picard, Nick. And once Picard started breaking it, you start boxing guys in a little bit, and that's what opens up that seam. So you've only got the 2 safeties. It was a split wide on a cover 2, and he hit him. He hit him right in stride, and that's a big play right there. So time to regroup if you're Memorial. We saw last night in the Londonderry game, Nick, remember, Londonderry started to come back and started to take away the swagger from Nashua North. And what did Nashua North did? They dug down deeper, and they took that momentum and swagger back. Memorial's kind of had that in the beginning. They were certainly a surprise team coming in. They got to work hard to get that back again.
I like this timeout here by Coach Sturgis as well. It pumps the brake on the drive, number one. Number 2, it gives your defense time to reassess and really get refocused here, because they're going to need it down inside the 14-yard line.
I think you're right on. It was a good timeout.
Hinault It's going to send 3 receivers to the strong side right, 1 to the short side left. Picard in the back with him. Shotgun snap. Fakes, throws, and it's incomplete. May have been tipped by the safety, Josephic, intended for his brother over the middle.
Yeah,
one Hinault, 2 another, but Josephic, I think, got his right hand on that one and knocked it away. Yep.
Yeah, he did.
So a good play. He's
a little frustrated right now, Nick. The body language, he's upset. He didn't want to give this up. They know how important it is to make this stop, and you can see he's a football player.
Do the Grizzlies go back to the ground? Let's see. They do give to Picard, and he's not going to get much. Swallowed up immediately. One of the big D linemen there for Memorial, Blake Martin, the junior.
Yeah,
on the tackle.
Wrong call by Hinault in that situation. Everybody's pinned in. He's got 9 of 11 ball players pinned in inside the hash marks. Hinault, if he had kept the ball and run wide, would have probably gone all the way.
Yeah, Memorial's got 8 in the box here as well on 3rd down and 10 from the 14. Hinault looking right. He's got a man wide open, but he overthrows Sasso in the end zone, incomplete.
Yeah, you can see what happened there, Nick. Hinault did not set his feet. He was kind of uncomfortable in the pocket. He looked across. He saw it was opening, but he wasn't in a set position to fire that ball. And that he's got to work on those mechanics a little because he had a touchdown right there. He's looked good, but on that particular play, looked a little uncomfortable, and he wasn't.
The breakdown in the secondary as well. Sasso wide open.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, 4th and 10. Forget the kick. They're going to go for it. Hinault. He's got time to throw. He goes upstairs, and the catch is made inside the 5-yard line. That'll be close to the first down.
I think he's got it, Nick.
As Jonah Lopez on his first catch, he did have the 2-point conversion grab back in the first quarter, and he's got enough here for a Goffstown first down. They're going to mark him inside the 4-yard line.
Nick, I do not know why he tried for the ball. You got to go for the tackle in that situation. He had him 4 yards back. And the corner has got to make that tackle. You can't let him run with it. You got to close in when the ball's in the air.
Man in coverage there with Sawyer Bergeron. 1st and goal from the 4. Back to Picard. He'll make one cut and get into the end zone for another touchdown. Goffstown extends the lead to 14-7 with 2.5 gone by in this second quarter.
So this is really important for Memorial to regroup, Nick. Recognize that they're very much in this game. I would bank it on the running attack, as I said before. Try to build that, but they have to stop this bleeding because it's going to get out of hand if they don't.
Again, a 2-point try. Goffstown successful on their earlier 2-point attempt, and they're successful here again. It's Hinault. Keeps it himself, calls his own number, goes over right guard for another 2 points. Grizzlies make it a 2-score lead at 16-7. After trailing early in this game 7-0, they've scored now 2 straight touchdowns.
Goffstown doing a good job play calling. They're working Picard on the run. They're creating small seams and holes for him to barrel his way through. Wears down the defensive secondary, and what happens? They start crimping down, and then the passes come. But I like the receiver just did a great job on that play before that, Nick, or the 2 plays before that, turning his body and twisting for that first down. That was a big, otherwise that drive would have been over. Memorial's much closer on if they could execute on a few other plays and maybe, tweak things in a little different, made some different decisions. Memorial still impresses me, Nick, because, Goffstown's just finding the answer at the right time and taking advantage of mistakes that Memorial's making, which we knew coming into this game. There's a very narrow margin as far as mistakes are concerned that Memorial can allow to happen.
Well, they're down now, 16-7. They've surrendered 16 consecutive points. Trying to regroup here. Goffstown, meanwhile, going to try an onside kick that's not going to go the 10 yards, but
why did he do that?
A Memorial player just made a mistake there. He tried to jump on the ball, and he didn't get it. Goffstown,
huge mistake
break there. They got lucky. They didn't execute well on the kick at all.
Yeah, your front line has got to know that it has to come to them, Nick. That was just a mental mistake, and it's very costly because the flow of this river is running downhill, Nick.
Yeah, it's all Goffstown now. And again, just a mental error by the youngster.
Yep.
I think that was Jeloni Burton, the junior. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But if you're going to put a guy on the front line on the special teams, Not saying he wasn't trained, but you got to emphasize and know for them to realize you don't go after the ball. Let it come to you.
I'm sure he knows that. He
Yeah,
just
a mental
made
mistake. That's all.
In the moment.
And he'll learn.
Unfortunately for Memorial. Right back to Hinault. He's going to go for the jugular. Down the seam, but incomplete. Again, looking for his brother.
Great coverage there.
Yeah, pretty well covered. With him step for step was the cornerback, Joe Calabro. It'll be incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's a what? That's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 45-yard pass. Hinault can fire the ball.
Yep. Had plenty of time, too. That's a very big Goffstown offensive line that sometimes doesn't get enough credit.
Well, when you look at the
really left tackle Matt Dalton, who's about 6'4".
When you look at the size of the linemen from Memorial, that's the only reason why. Up against most other teams, I couldn't agree with you more, Nick, but Memorial is huge in the trenches. But they're good. Goffstown linemen are well-trained.
2.5 gone. Second quarter. 2nd down and 10. Play fake. Throw behind Perry and incomplete. Shy of the stick. Josephic in there in coverage. Perry had some room, but that one behind him, it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Hinault's mechanics right now, Nick, are a little bit off. I've seen him play before, and he seems to be a little uncomfortable in the pocket, seems to be a little off balance in his footwork. He's not basing himself. They're giving him a good pocket to throw out of. He's just got to set himself and relax a bit.
Another 4 receivers set, 3 to the near side. Hinault on a screen pass. It's tipped and incomplete. Now a late flag comes out.
I think there's a hold on number 52, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
We just mentioned Dalton's name.
He is a big guy.
Not many penalties either way in this first half, but they get Dalton there.
I think it was. Looked like the pass rusher had broken through and just had too much arm around the shoulder pads, Nick, and they called it. He impeded his progress that he had earned.
Well, they're going to decline it anyway.
Yep.
4th down after the incompletion, 4th and 10. Goffstown looking to punt here.
So we don't have to talk about how important it is for Memorial to put together, Nick, a good, sound, clock-killing drive and ultimately some sort of points on the board.
Picard from his own 35 steps to the right, gets off a good kick. It's going to sail out of bounds. Inside the 30, they'll mark it at the 26-yard line, I think. Nope, now they're going to walk back up past the 30 to the 33.
Yeah, he got it right. Yeah. Coach Churches was all over him on the sidelines when he saw his original spot.
I'm sure he talked him into a couple of yards.
Then you saw the sigh of relief when he moved it up another 7 or 8 yards. Yep. So they got it right.
Officially shy of the 34.
5 refs today.
Are there?
Yep.
Usually it's
at least
a 4-man crew. Yep.
At least 4.
I shouldn't say man. We've got one female as well, the side judge here on the near side.
Yeah, she's done a good job. They all done a good job today.
Yep.
So far.
Josephic in the gun. Memorial trailing 16-7. Nearly 3 minutes into this second quarter. Snap taken. A run. He'll cut. And he won't get much. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Goffstown, Seth Osborne getting in there on the stop. As well as Dalton, who plays both ways along the line for Goffstown.
Looked like a broken play there, Nick, or something, because if you're going to make that, if you're going to run the ball like that, you just step back quickly and then you dart. You go. He kind of stood there and then, I don't know if that was originally meant for a pass or what, but it looked like something broke down there. Let's see if they can continue to win the run game when the actual run is called. It's been pretty successful when they have.
Yeah, it's been a mix. So a run early, we've seen pass. It's been a good 50-50 shuffle. They'll keep in the quarterback's hands on 2nd and long. And again, nothing there for Josephic, trying to go to the left. Osborne again amongst a sea of maroon there on the far edge. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Yep.
So we move towards 4 minutes gone by in this second quarter.
Yeah, this still leaving a lot of time left on the clock. If they can't get a first down here, Nick, really important for them to sort of drain the clock down and then hopefully go to the halftime with, with a 16-14, 16-15 game. But
and with 2 turnovers, both favoring Goffstown, Memorial has not had the ball as long as the Grizzlies have had it.
Correct.
In this first half. Back to throw, trying to avoid the 3 and out. Can't find a man. It's incomplete. Trying to hook up with Seymour.
He had him.
Looks like a comeback route of sorts, but The throw not there, the timing not there, and it's an incompletion. It'll be 4th down. The Crusader offense fails to pick up a first down. The Grizzlies set to get the ball back with a 16-7 lead.
Yeah, I don't really understand what the choices of those 2 quarterback runs were, Nick, to set it up. They were doing a good job where they were, where they had the running back at least can fake and keep or hand it off to him. They seem to be doing pretty well. I think he's offsides. Yeah, he's offsides. Yeah. Referee on this side's right on it.
It's Cooper Flanagan.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Goffstown, number 14. The outside linebacker as well got in there
This
early.
is going to be interesting, Nick. That's going to bring them 4th down in about 4. Be interesting what they do right here. Looks like they're still going to kick. I'm a little surprised. It's going to bring them out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I would kick it, though.
I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I
would punt it here. It's still 4th and 5.
Yeah.
It's 4th and 1 maybe.
It's just a matter of when you want to try to.
I think you got to play field position now. That's high. It's a very, very high kick, one of the highest I've seen all year.
Well, they certainly got good yardage out of it.
Return man rather, caught it out of bounds, so they'll mark it at the 30.
That ball might have snow on it.
It was way up there.
Wow. But the hang time was just difficult. I mean, if you looked at the kick returner, I mean, he was trying to track that ball. I think he had it up, in the jet stream.
He needed the GPS. Find that one. All right. Yo, back on the field. They've controlled things, as we mentioned, most of the way in this first half. After falling behind 7-0, it was Memorial who struck first with Eric Seymour. Freshman running back scored from 2 yards out. Extra point was good. Goffstown did take the lead towards the end of that first quarter on a quarterback keeper, Jared Hinault, following an interception. This one incomplete. Hinault to Hinault.
Yeah, he's
not been able to connect so far.
It's mechanics, Nick. He was backing up as he was throwing that ball rather than stepping forward and out of a set position.
Ended up a little high.
Yeah, and it sailed. When you back up and you throw it like that, he's got a really strong arm. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this man's arm, but just got to get that footwork working with it's not like he's getting a big pass rush. He's got a pocket.
Hinault takes the snap, looks near side. He's got a man. Catch made and a first down. A great run after the catch.
Yes.
Across the 45 to the 47 before he's finally hauled down. Second catch for Lopez. Meanwhile, there's a Memorial player down behind the play.
He's in some pain.
That's Dennis Cody, the senior. Shaken up, and the officials will stop the game.
So this is, I don't know if for those who are watching, if you saw the mechanics of Hinault that time, they were perfect. He was set. He nailed the hammer with his throw, and he fired it right in the breadbasket. And good blocking, Nick, and an excellent job, as to your point, of really working hard, keeping the legs moving, driving the ball for an extra, probably 5 or 6 yards, right, after the catch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a weapon out there, out wide for Coach Hammond. And he's starting to make an impact here in the first half. He had the 2-point try. He had a big 4th down catch that led to a touchdown earlier in the second quarter.
Was he also?
And Jonah Lopez makes another play here.
Was he also the one that caught the ball and then twisted for the first down? Was that him as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
he was inside the 4 a moment ago.
Yeah.
Led to the second Grizzly touchdown. Scored
play
by Zach Picard. You're right, the next play from 4 yards out. And that's where we are as we approach the midway point of this second quarter. It's 16-7 Goffstown. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Grizzlies trying to close out the regular season with a 5-0 record heading into next week's open 16-team tournament. Memorial hoping to avoid their second loss in a row, pull the upset, and finish their regular season at 4-1.
Oh, boy, these are pretty long half, Nick. A lot of pass, a lot of incompletions, penalties.
Yep. All right. Grizz will go to the air again. They've thrown a lot. They've got Lopez down the field. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. Well, why not? A 52-yard touchdown strike from Hinault to Lopez. It's 22-7.
I was watching Hinault on that pass, Nick, because I've been kind of watching his footwork. That's 2 in a row that he fixed. You see he was comfortable in the pocket. He had some pretty decent vision. He saw the separation of the receiver, and he fired it with a perfect arc that dropped right down, and nice, just a terrific pass. you can see why Hinault's such an effective quarterback, because when he's got his mechanics right, he throws the ball well.
Scored on the ground back in the first quarter. Gets a touchdown pass here of 52 yards, and now calls his own number on the 2-point try. He plants the foot, and he finishes the run across the goal line. Yeah. Another 2 for the Grizz. 24 unanswered by the home team with just over 7 minutes remaining before halftime. It's 24-7 Goffstown.
Shoulders are dropping, Nick, on Memorial. They feel like they're losing ground here. It's so hard to stay up, but you got to keep working at it. Nice. Goffstown's doing a good job with play calling, Nick. But Picard is such a weapon. You have to keep an eye on him. And that forces everybody to stay near the box or in the box. And if Hinault keeps working his feet like he did on that bubble screen and that pass right there, his mechanics were just A1 there. This guy can fire a very good, high, accurate pass. He sure did those last 2. Well, he got good separation on that passing route, Nick. He ran a really good route there.
Another onside kick. This time Memorial is ready. And it's handled without a problem right off the bounce by Matt Wilson, the junior. They're going to mark him just shy of the 50 at the Crusader 49-yard line.
Yeah, I like that John Deere last week, Nick, at Salem. But I got to tell you, this Kawasaki mule here has got me pretty interested in that as well. If we can get a nice shot of that, I wouldn't mind taking that all the way back home, Nick, after the game and stack all the camera equipment in there.
There's some nice,
have a nice ride.
Nice four-wheelers.
Boy, they make them nice, don't they?
The state. Yeah, that one's on the high end, I would assume.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Josephic on 1st and 10. Memorial needs to get something going. They go back to the ground, and Colson is going to fight across midfield into Goffstown territory at the Grizz 47.
Got to do more of it.
Pick up a 4 there on an old-fashioned dive play. It'll be officially 2nd and 5 with 5 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Well, Memorial, they scored on their opening drive, 6 plays, 70 yards, capped off by a short run by the freshman Eric Seymour, but offense has been quiet since. Josephic trying to change that on this drive. They go back to Colson, and he gets
76.
planted in the hole. Dropped by one of the big D linemen, Nate Belanger.
Wow.
With a big crack. Colson, though, to his credit, pops right back up.
It's running into a stone wall, Nick, about 8 feet high right there. That was he was
swallowed up.
Yeah, he sure was.
Did get a yard, though. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Again, Memorial, I think, looking for their first down of the second quarter, nearly midway through.
Feeling like Jonah did about 3,000 years ago, Nick.
I suppose.
That's the best I could come up with.
That was pretty good, actually. Quarterback keeper, not going to happen again. A short yard. They needed 5. They're not going to get that. Belanger, back-to-back tackles in the hole for Goffstown. They give him 1, 4th and 3. And again, well, now, Steve, maybe I would think about going for it here. You're in the other team's field. You're down 17.
Geez, I can't keep up with you. Now you want to go for it.
Now I want to go for it,
right.
but I think
I would have agreed on both.
Coach Sturgis,
I would have gone last time.
He's going to be a little more conservative here and try to pin the Goffstown Grizzlies deep. I understand that. No, he must have heard me, Steve. He's going to go for it on a sneak. It's Clark, the punter, and he's got the first down. Tracked down by Flanagan in the end, but not before a big gain of 9 yards and a huge Memorial first down.
Now we're going to lose our play-by-play guy to some head coaching job somewhere in the state. He starts predicting, but I totally agree with you, Nick. I would have gone for it on both of them, quite frankly, the last one and this one, because I think Memorial is at a point right now where
point of no return.
Yeah, just a point of no return. I think they were before. I wouldn't have given them with 7, whatever it was, 50. I wouldn't have given the ball then. I would have tried the same thing. And good blocking. Good blocking there, too, on that.
Good play call by Coach Sturgis.
Sure was.
The fake punt. Yeah, and a great block on the near side to free up Clark. All right. Josephic ready to go on 1st and 10. They go back to the freshman running back. Has some room. He's closed on by Hinault. He's trying to wrestle him down. Osborne had to come over and finish the job, but another big run there.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
Seymour, who's having a pretty good first half, this freshman running back.
Well, I think he's frustrated with the referee because I think he thought he was face masked I'm not sure if he was or not, but he's certainly frustrated on the sidelines. Boy, he's got some strong legs there, Nick. He literally carried him for about 2 yards.
Yeah, he is upset. He's going to stay in the game, but he's pretty vocal about he felt like his cage got grabbed.
Yep.
All right. 2nd down and 7 coming up on the 4-minute mark before halftime. Josephic looking, pump fake, going to keep it, going to go up the middle, going to swarm for some yards and a 1st down.
You see, this is
Josephic looking good inside the 25. Memorial knocking on the door of the red zone.
This is what I thought they should have been doing when they were deep down in their zone, Nick, going way back in the beginning of the beginning of the first quarter. When you get Seymour into the game, Nick, it's definitely opens up opportunities to do other things. I really like the fact that Josephic kept that ball. He looked downfield quickly. He didn't waste any time making his decision. He's going to need to do that to continue pushing yardage in this drive.
He'll stay on the field. In the gun with Seymour to his left, 3 receiver set, 1 man in motion. They run a counter to Seymour near side. He's going to be dragged down by the jersey right around the line of scrimmage. Yeah. Another stop up front for Goffstown's Nate Belanger, his 3rd tackle on the drive. We move inside of 3.5 now before the break.
Don't underestimate how important that play was, because if he didn't get him, he probably was going to get a 1st down or more, Nick, because he had a great running lane, had the defense backs turned the other way towards the receiver downfield blocking, and he had some running room. Nice job by Belanger. Grab whatever you can other than the face mask.
2nd and 10, no gain. 3 minutes to go in this second quarter. Josephic, Goffstown showing blitz. He'll tuck and get knocked down again for a loss.
Josephic got shaken up there.
Matt Dalton finished him off, and Josephic is still down.
Yeah, you want to go over there next to your quarterback and let him know you're there for him. Don't want to leave him sitting there getting himself up.
He took a shot up high on the way down.
Well, he was kind of in the grasp of 2 other defenders, Nick. They had his legs wrapped in 52. Dalton came in and just pasted him into the ground. And
good sign. Josephic did get up under his own power, but he's in some pain over there on the Memorial sideline.
Yeah, they're going to give him a rest.
So the backup coming onto the field, it's the junior Braden Hafman. 5'11", 160. Hafman trying to move the sticks here on 3rd and 10 with 2.5 to go before the break. Hafman, 3 receivers, man in motion, snap taken. Hafman looking left, going to tuck. There's a flag on the play. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he'll be brought down there.
They're going to get 79 for a hold, Nick.
Tackle for the moment is made by Sebastian Bathello.
No, I think the hold is on Sebastian, Nick. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think they got him for holding. Did they? I haven't seen the play call yet. Here we go.
Somebody got called for a hold,
yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, I think it's
3rd time, by the way, the Crusaders have been guilty in this first half.
Yeah, that's costly because that makes the play call. It looks like they're going to decline it.
Yeah, it would have been 4th and 10 anyway.
Yeah.
So Memorial with a decision here just outside the 20-yard line at the 25. 4th down and looks like 14.
I mean, you really don't gain a lot with a kick, Nick. I think you just try to put together a play, maybe stretch some.
I would kick it. Make it a 2-score game.
Well, what are you looking at? 40
field goal yard, field goal.
Yeah, 40-yard field goal. I don't know about that, but
42 yards is pretty deep.
Yeah, and there is a wind here, so nothing really heavy, but there is a little cross breeze. But I think I'd be looking to stretch a couple wide receivers down in the end zone, Nick, and look to get one of your better athletes coming across the middle, and hopefully maybe able to break a tackle, break the seam and get a 1st down. It's not impossible here. You're talking 14 yards.
Right.
But I'd be looking to stretch those cornerbacks deep and try to get somebody to beat the safety underneath or break a tackle but get one of your better athletes out in the open space and see what he can do with it. If you only get 10, they're still down to the 12-yard line with probably 2 minutes left. So it seems to me that kicking it doesn't really have the kind of return.
Well, we'll see. Clark, we've seen him display that powerful leg on a few punts.
Yeah.
And 42, it's long, but it's not unachievable. But they're going to go for it anyway.
Yeah.
Josephic is back in.
But look for something underneath 24. They're going to try to press. They got to cover 2, so
4th and 14.
That's a good defense that Goffstown's putting out there right now.
Ooh, movement, pre-snap.
They're both blaming each other, but I think they're going to get Memorial on a
false start.
Yep. Yeah, that's costly right there. Yeah, you're up to 20 yards, Nick. The whole nature of it changes.
Some avoidable mistakes committed by the Crusaders in this first half. One was on an onside kick. And
I'm going to put my jacket on, Nick.
It is a little chillier.
Let's drop down.
This will make it, this latest setback will bring it now to 4th and 19 from the 30-yard line. So that definitely takes the field goal off the table. Josephic going to throw to his right. He's got a man. It's complete. It's near the stick.
Not quite
Seymour.
enough.
Yeah, I think he's going to be about
2 yards short.
Yep. So Goffstown, they did what they needed to do. They protected the first down marker, and they'll take over. With, 2:11 remaining.
Yeah. You got to give Goffstown credit there, Nick. They knew exactly where the stick was, and the idea was to keep him behind. And, 4th and 19s, believe it or not, is a lot different than 4th and 14 in that play. And that hold is very unfortunate for Memorial.
Hunault, they'll whistle this one dead.
Yep, that's going to be offensive.
A lot of whistles and a slow-moving first half. We'll delay this even further as Memorial calls their final timeout.
Yeah, I don't quite. That must have been something serious because you don't want to be stopping the clock here.
Well, Coach Sturgis saw something.
Had to have.
That didn't sit well.
For sure.
Uses his final timeout. Coming up at halftime, a complete review of this first half. Take a look at some of last night's action as well. Steve, you and I were out in Nashua for the Londonderry Nashua North game. We'll
Beautiful night.
Talk about that if you want as well. So
sure.
A little bit coming up in 2 minutes and 10 seconds at halftime here in Goffstown. Grizzlies with a 24-7 lead. Memorial scored on their first drive. Led 7-0 in the early minutes. Goffstown, though, came back with 3 scores and 3 two-point conversions to put 24 unanswered on the board. And now looking for more here in the closing couple of minutes before halftime. They're backed up deep in their own end, though, from their own 13. 1st and 10, Hunault on a rollout right, going to throw, and it's incomplete. Trying to hook up with Sasso along the sideline. Diving effort there by the receiver, but he could not pull it in. Dennis Cody in on the coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Looked like the same defense and the same offense before the timeout was called, Nick. So maybe it was Coach Sturgis didn't like the way that the cornerback and safety were working together. Obviously should be very concerned about that because that's when you have that kind of a pass out in nowhere, if it's connected, it could go all the way. So
2nd down and 10. 3-man rush. Hunault over the middle, incomplete. Dropped by Hunault. Been looking for his brother a lot in this first half, but they have not hooked up yet. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I think the 204, this is working. If Memorial can make a stop here on 3rd down, Nick, this is definitely working to Memorial's advantage. I think Memorial, did they call 1 or 2 timeouts?
No, they're out. They've called 3.
They're all 3, okay.
Yep. Goffstown has 2 remaining. 3rd down. Hunault fakes the handoff and throws incomplete over the middle. Meanwhile, Hunault laid out the intended target.
Yeah, very, very.
Josephic, the safety, put it on him.
Very clean, though, Nick. No helmet to helmet, all shoulder with a wrap. But it was a good, clean hit, and Hunault got a little rattled there.
He took a pop for sure.
So, 24-7, you're going to have Memorial, no timeouts, but
should have some good field position.
Some darn good field position.
Return man is Sebo. He's back near midfield.
I think they'll kick it away from him.
Picard's going to have to toe the end line here, the goal line. He's got his toes on the goal line, his heels in the end zone. On 4th and 10. Clean snap, gets it away cleanly. It's high, it's far side. It takes a bounce at the Goffstown 40. No interest from Sebo on picking it up.
Nope.
Takes a little Goffstown roll back to the 48. That is where Memorial will have a minute 49 to try and find some points before halftime.
But they're in Goffstown territory, Nick, with 1:49 left. If used judiciously with a couple, 3 or 4 plays, sideline type plays, or got to be ready to get the next play off. They get down in. I mean, any points would be good at this point, Nick. If they get a field goal, it would be within 14 points. But as much as they need the points, which they do, they also need to go into the halftime with something positive.
Yeah, I agree there. 4 receivers, 3 near side right. Josephic, high snap, 2-step drop, throws a dart over the middle. It is caught for a short gain of about 6.
This is going to burn some clock, though, Nick, but it looks like Memorial has the plays ready.
It's Dom Leisure on the catch.
Good job by Memorial.
Yeah, they're going to speed up the tempo. Down a minute and a half to go. Snap taken. They go on a run up the middle, and it looked like the back slipped. That Seymour lost his footing in the hole. Tackle made by Dalton. No gain there. It'll be 3rd down and 7. First down's hard to come by for the Crusaders in the second quarter. They have not had...
That was 21. That wasn't Seymour. That was Kay Colson.
Was it?
That was 21, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Seaman's in there now. He just Colson just checked out after the run.
Back to throw. Over the middle.
That's interference right there. They called it. They called it, Nick.
Well, the Goffstown fans aren't happy.
That was interference.
The defensive back, Mikey Levesque, a little bit early there, according to the officials.
Yeah, he hit him early.
Interference. Levesque himself unhappy, jumping up and down.
The only argument against the interference could be that he was going for the ball at the same time.
Interference against Goffstown.
The home crowd not happy.
Yeah, not happy at all.
Feeling Levesque had a pretty good read on it.
Looked to me like he hit him in back, Nick, instead of side to side, so to speak, almost like the amazing play against the Seahawks.
What, with Butler?
Yeah, but Butler was side by side, so they both have equal chance, but you can't go over the back. It looked like he did there.
1st and 10 from the Goffstown 28. Memorial trying to find the red zone for the first time this quarter. Pass incomplete. Behind the target. Again, looking for Leisure. 49 seconds remaining.
Plenty of time here if they work it right, but be looking to stretch the field, Nick, a little more in the pass. 5-yard passes are probably not going to get it done here.
And again, no timeouts.
And again, with timeouts, that's fine.
Right.
But Goffstown, Coach Hammond knows they have no timeouts, so you gotta get a little further down the field in shorter order than this.
Again, 3 receivers near side right, 1 left side on 2nd and 10. Deep throw into the end zone. Jump ball intercepted. It's Perry. Takes it away for Goffstown. His 2nd interception of this first half. It comes in the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Trying to find Clark on a jump ball. It's the 3rd Crusader turnover of this first half.
Wrong decision there by Joseph. He had single coverage on the left, Nick, with a little separation. He threw into double coverage. Just the wrong choice by Joseph there. Looked like, and the other thing, he telegraphed it a little bit. He was looking right the whole time. Looking right there and then going left, probably would have had some pretty good separation with his receiver on the left side.
Instead, Hunault in the offense for Goffstown, back on the field with 42 seconds.
Can't believe they're running 1 safety here, Nick, on defense.
It's been that way throughout most of this first half. Yep. Incomplete there on a slant route, looking for Sasso.
I think they have a lot of faith in the athletic ability of their corners, Nick. I think that's what it is. And they have done a pretty good job. Other than that last one here, they did a pretty good job. But when you can go cover 2 in that situation, it just takes a lot of pressure off. Give them the run underneath. Although they do have the timeouts, give them the run underneath, and surprised you're not going cover 2 here.
39 seconds. before halftime. 2nd down and 10, again from their own 20. An Picard to his right will hand to Picard. Picard
that's
trying to find room on the left. Not much. Swallowed up quickly. Tackle made there by Bethello. That clock going to continue to tick now down to 25 seconds and counting. So it looks like Goffstown is okay with a 24-7 halftime lead.
Yeah, they have everything in their favor going for them right now, Nick. Memorial could have made a little different attitude going into the clubhouse with both teams if they were able to score. What was it, 1:47 left, had plenty of time, but just unable to put together. They seem to be losing the ability to run the ball with that sort of, sort of consistent strength they had in the beginning.
Goffstown capitalizes on 3 Memorial turnovers. They score 24 straight points, and they've got a 24-7 lead on the board at halftime here in Goffstown. An impressive recovery by the Grizzlies. They surrendered that opening drive touchdown to Memorial, but really dominated from that point on.
Yeah, just too many mistakes made by Memorial between penalties. I would throw in there not sticking with the running game, as I said before. And then just the passing game is just you got to give Goffstown. Their defensive backfield has got stronger and stronger on coverage throughout the game. It seemed like the offensive line of Memorial had an advantage over Goffstown in the beginning, but they stopped doing it. And I think the Memorial spent too much time on defense, and then what happened is they get fatigued. I think there's 2 or 3 ball players on the line that are playing a lot both ways. So I think fatigue set in there. Again, this is why Goffstown is such a strong team, and I got to give Coach Hammond a lot of credit here. I think that a key point in that game is when he saw something that he liked, and he went down there and called that timeout, and then all of a sudden went right back, ran to the right side and scored. And I think that was a good decision by him, and he recognized how important at that point of the game was for Goffstown to be able to get ahead by a touchdown. It's been all downhill from them for them from there, but I don't think 24-7 at the half, Nick. A lot of people would find that not what they expected, But I think with some different breaks, I really believe that Memorial could be closer in this game if with some different things up. That the pass, that the second possession by Memorial, Nick, way down to the right here, to come out and start running when you're on your 11 or 9 yard line, somewhere around there, and coming out gunslinging is really risky when the running game was going so well. And that pick six, did they go all the way for the touchdown? No, he got down like the 4 yard line, and then they took it in for a touchdown. That was very costly.
All right, halftime here. We'll take a break, come back in a few minutes, take a look at the first half, get you set for the second half. Take a look at last night as well, the final week.
It's like we're
going to have
regular
season.
Some T-shirts being shot out of a gun.
Yeah, an good old-fashioned T-shirt gun to entertain these home fans.
A little short. The wind's got it.
We'll be back in a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Back here at halftime, Goffstown with a commanding 24-7 lead over Memorial in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Memorial struck first in this one, looked good on a 6-play, 70-yard drive to open the game, capped off by a 2-yard touchdown by freshman running back Eric Seymour to put Memorial in front 7-0. Didn't take long, though, for Goffstown to score following a Memorial turnover later in that first quarter. Jarrett Hanault scored from 8 yards out. 2-point try was good. 8-7 Goffstown was our score after one quarter. And then, well, Goffstown added another 16 points to their total. Zach Picard early in the quarter scored from 4 yards out. Hanault added 2 more on a 2-point try. 16-7 Grizz the score there. And then just before halftime, Hanault to Lopez from 52 yards out. Another 2-point try was successful. So 24-7 Goffstown. The Grizzlies looking to close out the regular season with a perfect 5-0 record heading into next week's postseason tournament.
Goffstown looks strong, Nick. It's, good teams are the ones that we get into those situations early in the game where things just aren't going right between the staff on the sidelines and upstairs and the players on the field. It's what you do in those situations that define whether you're going to win the games that you kind of come out a little rusty on. And Goffstown, I don't think anyone would disagree. I think Coach Hammond would agree. They came out a little rusty. Hanault did not seem comfortable in the pocket, especially in the beginning. But, boy, all of a sudden, he'd throw 2 uncomfortable passes. Then all of a sudden it just turned around. I think he's getting better vision out of the pocket. I think the defensive front getting a little fatigued on Memorial when I looked towards the second quarter. And it looked like they were able to open up even a better pocket, and it allowed him to start getting his footwork a little more comfortable. That 52-yard pass was just a thing of beauty at the high school level. And really like I think a key point in the game, Nick, I keep going back to there's probably 4 or 5. But the time that I really think that Memorial had a chance to really get them the self-motivation necessary to really make a dent in this game deeper into the third quarter was when, unfortunately for them, that they got caught down here on that run back, and Goffstown was able to tackle them on the 10-yard line and stop them from scoring. I think that was a key point in the game, and ever since then, Memorial, when they couldn't get in, it hasn't been the same.
Yeah, that's a good point. Memorial set up after a long kick return to retake the lead in that first quarter, Steve, after trailing 8-7. But
great hustle by Goffstown.
Yeah, Goffstown stopped the kick return and then came up with a stop inside the 10-yard line to hold Memorial off the board. And 2 interceptions plus a mishandled onside kick by the return team really cost Memorial there a total of 3 turnovers for the first 2 quarters.
I mean, all of that is after the water went over the fall, starts running hill. But to me, as you're approaching it, that the thing that they needed to avoid was not being able to score. I mean, it's understandable he got chased down, but with tremendous effort by the Goffstown. 3 of them were just, one went down, he broke the tackle, another went down. Goffstown just didn't give up, and that's why they're a good football team. And but they needed to score then. And the other thing is I know I've talked about for those just joining us, in the first quarter they're just a terrific drive by Memorial. The offensive line just winning the battle in the trenches every single time, creating truck lanes coming to run through. And then they get the ball back down deep in their own zone, and they come out, like I said before, gunslinging passes when they had the running game just working for them. If they could have run the ball then and worked the ball at least out of field position, put them back down, change the field position, the complexion of the game would have changed there. But what happens? They throw an interception, goes down the 4-yard line. I think, who was it, Picard that went in and scored?
Yep.
And then, that's another point in the game. So let's look at the positives of Memorial, though. This is a football team that has made mistakes, but there's a lot of things about this team that I see really solid, and I think probably starts from upstairs with Coach Sturgis from the top, and there's just some modifications. I have to tell you, against other teams other than the Goffstowns and the Nashua North types, this team is competitive. That's why they were 3-1 coming in here. That's the way I see it.
3 wins is more than they've had in a season in quite a long time, frankly. And
it is.
The fact that the numbers are up, They competed there. They missed some opportunities in the first half, but they're going against a Grizzly team in the minds of many. It's a top 2 team in the state.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Frankly.
Yep.
So they are testing themselves here, and they'll test things to begin the third quarter with an onside kick. It goes 10. It's recovered by Goffstown, but the officials are going to blow this dead.
Yeah, that's not going to count. I think they're going to bring it back. Something was wrong. Don't know what that was, but the referee.
I have no idea what that was.
Blew the whistle.
Might have been an early kick. The officials may have never given them the go-ahead.
I think you got it.
To begin with.
I think you're right.
So we'll have a do-over, which I said, in a sense, benefits Memorial. Because now they'll have another try here. Will they try it again, the onside kick, or will they kick it deep? Well, the ball's a little funny on the tee. That may be a giveaway. And, yep, this time it's up in the air. Easily handled by Picard, who's been busy on the return team, even though he's one of the up men. Fields the ball for the second time, steps out of bounds here on the near side, and gives Goffstown excellent starting field position, just shy of midfield.
Don't understand that kick, Nick. Why wouldn't you kick it a little further down behind that line, get him down on the 25 and swarm, make a wall and swarm the cover? Not little coverage. I'm a little surprised on that one. But they gave away the onside early, so you can't do that again.
Hunault on first down. Busy through the air in the first half, and he gets things going here with a touchdown pass to Perry.
Yeah, Hunault's comfortable again. I mean, he's
that's his second 52-yard touchdown pass of the afternoon.
Yeah, the midway through the second quarter, he just got everything going, and he looks like the Hunault that you regularly see.
Hunault to Perry.
Really like that play.
Perry, by the way, 2 interceptions on defense, now a touchdown to his resume here today as well.
Yeah. Somebody gave up on the receiver there. Something broke down with Memorial's defensive backfield, because I think a lot of it was Hunault just did such a great job. It looks like Picard had it, and Hunault did a great job of hiding it. And then all of a sudden he's got the ball in his hand. He fires it to a wide open receiver.
2-point try. They're going to blow it dead. A flag on the play.
Yeah. False start.
A false start against the offense. 30-7, 12 seconds into the second half.
Yeah, this is riding the canoe. Splash Mountain, Nick. Straight downhill.
Meanwhile, the 5-yard penalty will back Goffstown up on the 2-point try to the 9-yard line. I guess just inside the 9. So Hunault now with a different play, ready to go. He'll take the snap. He'll roll right. He'll throw into the flat, and it's dropped incomplete. Had Flanagan open.
He did. You saw that.
Probably would have gotten in, but dropped the ball. First failed 2-point conversion attempt today for Goffstown, but they don't care. They get the 6 on the touchdown, and they extend their halftime lead just 12 seconds into this third quarter to now 30-7.
Yeah, he had Kate Perry in the end zone, Nick, breaking right. He was wide open.
He had Kate Perry?
Kate Perry.
Just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, you know what? When you don't have a table to put these papers down, the wind's blowing it, you do the very best you can. So,
that's right.
Mr. Perry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Speaking
to do
of
that.
the wind, it has picked up a little bit since we first kicked off about an hour and a half ago.
Nick doesn't give me any oxygen to breathe. I got to get it right every time. I'm sorry, Nick.
Well,
it's all right. High standards.
Katy Perry was in the end zone.
No, that'd
be quite an attraction in itself.
Nothing I'm interested in.
Right. All right. Goffstown set to kick. Memorial will send Sebo, their deep man, back at the 10-yard line. His heels are on the 10. Gave them a special team spark back in the first half with a kick return all the way to the Goffstown 8. Meanwhile, this time Memorial plays it right. They'll let it go out of bounds. It'll be an illegal procedure penalty against Goffstown.
Brandon Burrows, I believe it was, did a nice job there. Saw it was going out of bounds, was smart enough not to try to pick it up, and now they're going to get fantastic field position. So for Memorial, have to forget about the scoreboard and have to focus on the job at hand.
Right.
Start looking forward. So we want to end this game better than where we're at right now, and that's all you got to do. And then you can go into next week. Goffs, I don't know who they're playing next week. That'll be to be decided, obviously, based on the results. But Memorial looks like if they could get some things going their way, they look like a very legitimate football team to me. It's just Goffstown's, just like you say, probably number 2 rate right now.
Josephic in a hand. Colson kind of weaving his way downstream, and he's near the first down marker.
That's the attitude you need.
Good north-south running there by Colson, who is spotted about a yard shy. 2nd down and 1 on the way from the 35.
Wind picking up.
Yeah, it's really starting to howl a little bit. Temperatures dropped a little bit. Somewhere in the, upper 50s or so, maybe 60.
Yep.
But the rain clouds have all seemed to have gone by, so
we brought
no
our
threat
umbrellas
there. Yep. Josephic ready to go on 2nd down and short, less than a yard. They give Seymour up the middle, trying to keep the legs pumping. And on second effort, I think he gets the first down. He does.
Yeah, the offensive line of Memorial standing up a little early, Nick, and not getting that sort of push and blocking angles that they had in the first quarter. This team, to me, Nick, looks like they have the goods to be a good running football team and play action out of it, more so than the spread. If nobody asked me, but that's what I see because the offensive line is kind of a groove offensive line. They get into that run offense groove, and it looks like they could do some damage against some good teams.
Snap taken. Back up the middle on 1st and 10. Seymour, good run there.
Yeah, I just think this is a good running football team.
Tripped up by Hinault, and that pumps some life into the visitor's sideline after another 5-yard gain. I'll tell you what, this kid, freshman Seymour.
Yeah, he's good looking.
Very low to the ground, good sense of balance, finishes runs, lowers the shoulder.
He's got an attitude, too, about him that reeks football.
He's going to be a monster 3 years from now as a senior.
Oh, yeah, you get him in a weight room even as a sophomore, Nick.
Right.
He's going to be effective.
He scored Memorial's only touchdown today. He picked up 6 there on that carry to set up 2nd down and 4. Meanwhile, play action throw over the middle is tipped and incomplete, trying to hook up with Cody.
He was gone. He was gone. If he caught the ball, he was gone. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but again, this is who this team is. They run the ball successfully 3 plays, or at least or 2 plays, right? Set it up. They had that seam pass. He was open. He catches that ball. This is a team that offensively, Nick, can do damage. And this is against Goffstown.
Right.
They can move the football, but they got to start emphasizing on running out of the pass. They got to play action pass out of the run.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd down and 4. It's a pretty open playbook in this down and distance against 4 down linemen. Snap taken, handoff. Colson bobbled the handoff, but does recover, hits the hole, and picks up, I believe, the first down in Goffstown territory inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. So Colson's starting to look good as well.
I couldn't agree with you more. I was just going to say that. Exactly. And what they're doing right now, what do they just do? They're moving the sticks. So what are you accomplishing right now? You're moving the ball. You're changing field position, A. B, you're taking time off the clock against a very potent offense, which you've got to keep off the field.
Right.
And then 3, you're creating an opportunity to score. The offensive line, when they get in rhythm, they're good.
4 receivers set. Man in motion. They give it to him. Again, a bobbled handoff, and this will result in a loss.
It's all Josephic. He's got to it's his job to put the ball in the right spot, Nick.
I believe that was the first carry for the wingback, Jacob Calabro. He's been active on defense. He gets a 2-yard loss there. 2nd down and 12 on the way. 3 minutes gone by in this 3rd quarter.
To me, the strongest part of Goffstown is the outside run defense, Nick. I wouldn't even bother going for it. They're just too good. I would keep on trying to penetrate, off tackle inside, and then play action out of that. This east-west running when you can't even hand the ball off correctly is just not going to work. Get back in the practice room and start over and do the things that are working right.
You're right. They have had success between the tackles. They'll throw here, slant, hauled in. Close to the original line of scrimmage. It'll still be 3rd down and long. Catch made there for Memorial by Joe Calabro.
But you can't go backwards. See, now it's 3rd and 7. Should be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. But when you go backwards because you think somehow you're going to run on Goffstown defense. Matter of fact, this is one of the things that we saw last night with Londonderry and Nashua North. Tremendous defensive run defense on the outside. Nashua North was tremendous.
4 minutes in, 3rd quarter. Memorial trying to sustain the drive. They can.
He hit the neutral zone.
They converted on 3rd down a moment ago. They'll get some help here as Goffstown, it looked like, was in the neutral zone. The infraction should march the ball 5 yards down further and set up a 3rd and short now instead of a 3rd and 7. It'll be a 3rd and 2.
Great job on cadence done by Josephic there. He got them to a cadence. Good cadence work is an art in itself, and he did a nice job there drawing them off sides. He saw the blitz coming and he didn't have the ball snapped. Good discipline by the offensive line of Memorial to stay.
Much
stay
more
still.
manageable now. 3rd down and 2 from the Goffstown 35-yard line. Josephic, 4 receivers set, takes a low snap, hands left side for Seymour, and he's trounced in the hole. No, says Dalton. The big 6'4" defensive end slammed him down. No gain. 4th down and 2.
Nice job, nice adjustment there. Dalton was all inside. He had his eye on Picard before the ball was snapped, Nick, and he never took it off. And Dalton runs good lanes on linebacker. When he makes his read and he goes, he's very effective. He's very he can slide very, very well and get to the runner, the ball carrier.
It was actually a loss of 2 in the end. It'll be 4th down and 4. Memorial going to go for it with 5 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter. Colson is the back. Snap is taken. They go back to Colson, trying to find some room up the middle, able to fight.
It's going to be really close.
And he drags the defender, Hinault, with him.
He's got it.
Down to the 30-yard line. 1st down, Memorial.
Yeah, Memorial got a good spot there. Colson dove forward. His knees must have been off the ground, Nick, because he got the full sprawl. The ball placement was where he ended up at the very end.
Great second effort.
Good second effort.
And Colson able to finish the run.
You called him, Nick. You're right. He's running the ball well.
On this drive particularly, yes.
Very, very elusive.
Memorial trying to keep it going. Had the ball, Steve, nearly 6 minutes.
Yeah,
coming up at the midway point here.
Yeah, and Hinault's on the sidelines, at least from an offensive standpoint.
Right. Snap. Josephic, plenty of time. Tipped at the line. Caught by the O-lineman, who's going to turn slowly and then get drilled by Dalton. Well, good hands and good awareness by the offensive lineman, Mine Adumamine, the sophomore at 6'2", 260, showed some pretty good hands and some pretty good reflexes there to pull that one out of the air.
Yeah.
Although, in retrospect, they have been better letting that one fall incomplete because now they lose 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 14.
Yeah, but you don't know that at the time, Nick.
Right.
It's just that's just a reaction play. You can't blame him for that. And what I do like is he grabbed the ball, harnessed it with 2 hands. So when Dalton came in for a big hit, he was able to hold on to it.
2nd down and 14. 5.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Long drive for Memorial. Sebo in motion. Snap taken, hand to Sebo, and that's not happening.
No.
Hinault right there on the edge for a beautiful form tackle.
There was no blocking there for him. Don't understand that play. You've got to take that end, Nick, if you're gonna run that play. Again, a more east-west jet stuff is just not working with this outstanding defensive end and corner core and outside linebacker. They're able to take off tackle and shut it down.
Yep. 2-yard loss, 3rd and 16 on the way here. Memorial has converted 2 third downs on this drive, but this one the longest they've faced yet. Inside of 5 minutes, the Grizzly crowd back alive, chanting defense here in the home stands. Josephic facing a blitz. It's picked up well. He'll throw down the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Clark. Now a flag flies.
Don't see it. Didn't see it.
Some contact. Clark had the inside position. Perry has had a good day defensively today with 2 interceptions.
That looked like a pretty good defensive play right there, Nick.
A little bit of contact, though, and the officials felt like it was too much contact.
Yep. Well.
And they're going to give Memorial the benefit of the doubt on 4th down to keep the drive alive.
Looked to me like I didn't see any hands on the receiver. All I saw was the tomahawk chop at the time of contact, when the ball came into the breadbasket. Looked like a pretty good play to me. Yeah, and they're really frustrated on the sidelines. That's a big 1st down by Memorial. I mean, it is 30-7. However, that's what Memorial needed to sustain a drive because looks like something's going on here with some replacements.
Yeah, Nick Hammond, the coach. He's been animated today.
Yep.
Pretty animated there on that defensive substitution. Wanted to make sure his guy was off the field.
Yeah, he knows he's got a good team. He wants execution first rate.
3rd and 1 after the penalty. Up the middle. Great run by Seymour, still on his feet, finally spun down.
Boy.
First down and then some for the freshman running back.
Just every time they go quick to the hole, Nick, they've been very successful. And the blocking, it's almost like the offensive linemen say, come on, let's do more of this. They seem to really know what to do. And then by the time it's play action pass, they do a great job providing Josephic with some protection. But this seems to be the strength of this team offensively.
1st and 10 from the 13, coming up on 4 minutes to go. This drive has lasted nearly the entire quarter. Memorial got the football just 12 seconds into this third quarter after Goffstown scored on a 52-yard hookup. Up the middle, this is not happening. Picard able to push the runner deep into the backfield. By the way, first carry, Steve, for Mateo Jimenez, a junior, who was not involved in that first half, has not been involved up until now.
Yeah.
And not a great carry there. He's pushed back 2 yards to set up 2nd and 12.
Well, I mean, that's just a situation there where the technique positions that the defensive line was in didn't match the blocking scheme that at all for Memorial, and they were just sitting there waiting for him as he ran into the brick wall.
2nd and 12. Coming up at 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Josephic in the gun. Low snap. Hands to Colson, who is again wrapped up quickly. Well, Grizzlies saying the ball came out. The officials disagree. Colson was down.
I think he was down, Nick. It looked like he went on the ground and bounced. The ball came out.
Tackle again made by Dalton, who's starting to pile him up along the defensive line for the Grizz. All right, 3rd and 12. No gain there on that inside run. So 3rd down and 12. Memorial again trying to score, which, Steve, it would make it a 2-score game.
That's the whole point here. Yeah.
Right? No.
I mean, no,
they would need
3-score.
They would need the extra point. They get the extra point, it's
Make
a 2-score game.
You're right.
Snap on 3rd and 12. Over the middle and incomplete. Well, he tried to lead the receiver, Roman Carnevale.
He had his tight end.
And Carnevale could not make that two-hand grab. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and 12.
Yeah, he had his tight end, number 84 here. Let me just on the back, right? Bear with me, folks.
Levesque, I believe.
Levesque, yeah. He had him wide open on the left-hand side. Josephic looking at kind of aims at his primary and doesn't give up on him. He's really got to work towards at least looking at a few other options before he comes back to his final man. If nothing else, it'll create more space.
4th and 12. Josephic looking, throwing.
There's interference there.
And there's a push, but no call. Incomplete.
Wow. That was interference there. I don't know
Trying
about
to
the last
find
one, but
Sawyer
that was.
Bergeron, who is
Wow.
trying to make the case he was pushed in the back there, but the officials turn a deaf ear.
Yeah, well.
So Goffstown avoids what would have been a 2nd straight pass interference call on 4th down. But the officials this time side with the Grizzlies.
Yep.
Memorial for the 2nd time today, Steve's fails to score in the red zone as Goffstown takes over with 2:24 in this third quarter from their own 15-yard line.
Well, respectfully, Nick, I think everybody has their opinions about interference, and I certainly have mine on that one. That was he looked like he was on his back really early. I'm really surprised they didn't get that call. The other one that they did get the call on, that Memorial, looked to me before that, looked like a pretty good defensive play. So I'm 0 for 2 on my calls.
That's a drive, Steve, that took up 9.5 minutes. It did not produce a point
but
for
the
Memorial.
score wouldn't be 30-7 if they did that.
Right. Meanwhile, Picard, some heavy running on 1st down. Able to push the pile close to the 1st down marker.
If this is the product, Nick, that Memorial's going to keep on growing and building, they're off to a good start. I know I don't care about 37. If I was a coach of this team, I'd be looking at the many positives coming out of this game so far.
I agree. Inside of 2 minutes, 5-yard pickup for Picard. They go back to the air. It's complete to Lopez near side, and he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, a little
across the 35 to the 37.
There's been some serious miscues on Memorial secondary today, Nick. I mean, you got the cornerback. That's your primary receiver you got to cover, and they laid off. He got sucked inside, and he was wide open. But he did recover well. But they've had quite a few of those over the game today.
Up-tempo offense, even with the big lead. Going to get right back and run another play. And Picard's nifty running stays in bounds. And again, has a first down, an 11-yard pickup across the 45 to the 46.
Really like the way he runs the ball, Nick. Very valuable runner.
Yeah. Tough to bring down, powerful.
Reads his blocks well.
Thick legs.
Always looking back at the sideline. He's about it. You know, my favorite play is the ones that had that propensity that I want to accomplish the mission, and he does.
He wants the football as well. They give it right back to him. He's going to slip one tackle in nearly a second.
Great
Leans forward into Memorial territory down to the 47-yard line. And another solid 7, maybe 8-yard chunk rip there as we head towards 1 minute to go in this third quarter.
Goffstown's been very fortunate over the years to be able to develop these young running backs, Nick. They're low to the ground, and they've had 3 of them, including him, that I can think of, and it really helps the attack.
Perry in motion. They fake to him. Hunault keeps it, goes down the middle, and he's got a first down. Tumbles his way inside the 35. Tackle by Bergeron at the 34-yard line. Hunault doing it with the arm and the legs today for Goffstown. 2 touchdown passes, a touchdown run. He was in on a couple of 2-point conversion tries as well. Meanwhile, touchdown. Picard from 34 yards out, nearly untouched along the left side. And this one has been blown wide open at 36-7.
If you're an offensive lineman, the number one thing you want about your running back that makes you really want to work hard for him, is when Picard can on it. Everybody knows on that team, if we provide him a lane to run, if we just get him through the line, then he's going to do great things. And that just incentivizes the offensive line. And that's exactly what they've done on these plays, Nick. And, boy, once he gets through the line, it's all the things he does even beforehand. He follows his blocks. He waits for the right time to cut up field, and then he's so hard to bring down because of his free hand work that he does to keep tacklers away and doesn't give him a clean shot at him. Just makes him a very potent runner.
Second touchdown today for Picard. Goffstown has scored now 36 unanswered points. Memorial briefly held a 7-0 lead early in the football game, but now it was 24-7. Grizzlies at halftime. They've added now a pair of touchdowns in this third quarter, despite Steve not holding on to the ball for very long. This latest touchdown drive, just under 2 minutes. Took them just 12 seconds to begin the second half before they scored another touchdown. So the offense really clicking. Coach. And now at 36-7, Memorial calls a timeout, and Goffstown is going to go for 2 here.
Sorry, Nick. Coach Hammond, very happy walk right now.
Yeah.
He's happy with his team. He's got that offense going, and
a little spring in his step.
And don't think that the players don't know.
Hunault on the 2-point try. Again, a quarterback keeper. He'll spin, finish the run with his back to the defense. He goes across the goal line for 2 more. 38-7, Steve. We're approaching that magical 35-point deficit, in which case we would see a running clock.
We're almost
Perhaps
to the fourth quarter
now.
now.
Right, 34 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Wind really picking up here.
Yep. Yeah, you can hear it.
I don't understand it. What, they got to wait? Fish weights in Old Glory or something over there, Nick? I mean,
what's that?
I'm getting blown over here. That flag's just hanging. I think they got some fish weights in the end of that flag.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the flag on the far side of the field is barely moved.
One nice thing
here on the near side.
One nice thing to see, Nick, is they were shooting off shirts through the cannon gun there, much to the crowd's delight, and all the kids and stuff having a really, really good time, as well as the parents. So important that we get our lives back to normal, and just these contests are so important to our senior players, but they're also important to the community at large.
I agree.
And we certainly hope that you viewers watching us tonight, we appreciate you joining us. Subscribe to us.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, FNL NH Media. We appreciate everything. Another flag here on Goffstown, second time this half, or second time today. They've kicked the ball out of bounds.
Had a nice conversation with Al Halperin before the game, Nick, the announcer for the Goffstown Grizzlies. And we were just talking about, he was filling me in about some old history. You talk to these guys that have been around for years and years and years, and it's just great to listen to the old stories. He was telling me about some of the battles that Memorial and West used to have going way back for some number of years there, and talk about the Grizzlies and a little bit of everything. And
speaking of that, Memorial, of course, really a historic program when you take a look at how long they've been around, how long they've been in Division I.
Yep.
Of course, they're not had any state championships in nearly 50 years, dating back to the Dick Mayu and Don York days of the early 70s. But nonetheless, this team up and down over the years. Again,
Indian
really,
head sports.
That's right. Really ran into some tough times about 5 or 6 years ago. But, you know, thanks to guys like Coach Colcourt, even Coach Bellevue was over there for a moment as an assistant. Really kind of breathing life into the program. Coach Sturgis, same thing here. And now it seems like they've turned that corner from a numbers standpoint, and it's really a great thing to see.
Like I say, you got to ignore the scoreboard and look at the things that they're doing well against a very good team. And they haven't been able to cash in the end zone. Otherwise, it would be a little different. But Goffstown's just a step up right now, and
Colson going to drop this in the flat incomplete.
I think they do deserve that number 2 spot that many people place them at, don't you, Nick, at this point in time?
Yeah. I mean, they're unbeaten. Number one, they're about to be 5-0 after today. Other unbeaten teams around the state. Nashua North is 3-0 after 2 of their games
Dover
had to be postponed.
Dover's, 3-0, right?
They were heading into the weekend.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I mean, Bedford lost again last night. They're 3-2. Salem has 1 loss. They're at 3-1. This is pushback. It's just tough to get a gauge because, A, the schedule has been truncated, and B, there's really not a lot of common opponents that you can compare different wins and losses to. So it's really kind of a lot of discretion is going to be left up to this NHIAA committee as we hit the end of the third quarter here in Goffstown. It'll be interesting to see just how this open tournament in Division I is set up, and we'll have a lot more information by Monday when we go on the air for FNL Rewind at 5 o'clock Eastern.
I give the athletic directors, the communities as a whole, and the NHIAA a lot of credit for getting football going, Nick, this fall. It was, and I don't think many people thought there was going to be any games played in August. And to be able to come around, had a little break in as far as the infection rate and so on and so forth, and they've done it, and it'll be a really, really important feat if we can get through the playoffs and have this season go in the books. And so far, looks like we're going to get there. If we can get through this week and have everybody's free of any incidents, there's been some teams that have had to drop out, had to make that decision. I'm really sad, as I said last night, Nick, really sad to see Pinkerton out of the playoffs because they were really a fun team to watch this year. I thought they had a good football team, great group of guys, and it's always good to have Coach O'Reilly and in the group. And
they're a perennial contender.
Perennial contender all the time. They match up so well against so many teams.
You feel bad for the kids.
I feel terrible for the kids. Yep, the seniors in particular.
Right. All right. Fourth quarter, Memorial held the ball a lot in the second half. They'll face a 3rd and 10 from their own 48 to begin the frame. Josephic far down the field. Bergeron, a leaping grab, inbound along the sideline, very close to the first down.
If they give him progress, Nick, I think he's got it. It's going to be really close, but I think they got it. Obviously, that catch, a lot of room underneath because Goffstown's gone to a prevent secondary defense here, just going to make sure that everything's underneath. Nothing gets by him. And
4th and 1, though. They do measure him short.
They do. No, they're going to measure.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought Memorial had called a timeout and said it's an official timeout so they can bring the chain gang on.
I think it's going to be about an inch over the first down line. I think they're going to get it by about an inch of the football. That's my guess.
Very, very, very
Maybe
close.
Not. You're not going to come down on me too hard.
I think you've been undefeated on these close calls, so I'm not going to go against you. And I think you got it again, Steve. Yep. Almost the length of the football.
Well,
so they give it to him.
I can't see a foot in front of me, but boy, I can see far away, Nick.
Yeah, you got those Legolo eyes for sure.
Well, I looked at a lot of first down markers over 11 years.
Yep.
And
Memorial, good completion there. Josephic, 2 interceptions today, but he's hung in pretty well, Steve. He's taken a beating at times. He's laid out some hits defensively as a safety as well, but
he's in there, though.
He's in there, and he's ready to go here on 1st and 10. Going to fake the run, throw, and another catch by Bergeron at the stick
nice
for
catch.
A first down. Mikey Levesque in there on the coverage, but Bergeron got better positioning there on the inside and a good 2-hand grab for the first down.
Yeah, they can do some damage. I wouldn't take this score next week if you play Memorial. I wouldn't take it with too much confidence, Nick, that would be representative of what the team really can accomplish. If you did that, you'd be doing that.
Couple of missed opportunities, as we talked about in that first half.
And I'm not just saying that. I really mean that.
No, I believe it.
I really mean this team's got some potential.
Yeah, they have 3 wins for a reason. Up the middle, Seymour, good hole. It's inside the 25. Dragged down by the shirt at about the 24-yard line. Dalton, another tackle for Goffstown.
Yeah, the road to a win against Goffstown, Nick, is a very narrow path, and you better hit every single turn, because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. This is why they're as good as they are. They're a very tight team. They're very impressive to me. This defensive secondary is outstanding. I'm watching the whole game, but don't count Memorial out next week, regardless of who they're playing.
Nearly 2 minutes in. It's 2nd down and 4 from the 23. Play action throw is low and incomplete. Trying to find Bergeron again, 3rd time he's been targeted on the drive, but he couldn't pull that one out of the grass. Sasso looming over him in coverage. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Didn't agree with those 2 defensive interference calls, Nick, but I got to tell you, these referees have been in position all day. They've been right on the ball. Everybody's got their opinion on interference, right? They really do. And but they've called a good game here, and
especially with the amount of passes we've seen from both these teams. It's put a lot of emphasis on the officials, and
they've done a great job.
I think they've done a tremendous job. 3rd down and 4 from the Grizz 23-yard line. The wind howling here. High snap is taken. Plenty of time. He'll go right. Josephic throws back left. A jump ball in the end zone is going to be intercepted by Goffstown.
Yep.
That's Sasso, who won the jump ball battle with Bergeron. 3rd interception thrown by Josephic. And the Grizzlies once again turn Memorial over in the end zone.
He's been impressive all day, Nick. Like I said, the whole defensive secondary has done a terrific job. Hasn't been a lot open for the Memorial receivers. The times that you seem to see them open is when we talked about earlier, was when they were able to run the ball successfully, bring the secondary up a little tighter, force the linebackers inside, and then they've been able to get some passes in behind. But trying to just run a same spread offense against these guys, kind of open it up, just hasn't worked. And secondary's got some serious speed, too, of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they really do. And Picard, good running lane. He'll lean forward up to the 25-yard line.
What would you guess on the yards for Picard
Stopped there
today,
by
Nick?
Wilson. He's got to be close to 100.
It's got to be, because he had some long runs here, 40-yarders, 30, 40-yarders, too. Doesn't have breakout speed, but boy.
His touchdown run of a moment ago was from 34 yards out, so he's got to be
100.
Over 100. We'll try and find that out if we can. They go back to Picard left side, and he's got some more room. Going to add to that total. He's still at midfield. Still in bounds at the Memorial 40 before he steps out. Looks like just shy of that 40-yard line. Another big rip for Picard, who's having a great afternoon for Goffstown.
It'll be over 150 maybe with that, Nick.
Right.
Good game today. Been really impressed with Hinault's ability to set the passing game straight. He's turned right around. His handoffs are crisp. Choices are good.
1st and 10, Hinault on a keeper up the middle. He'll run downhill inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Stopped by Sebo and Clark. And you could see, Steve, a lot of hung heads, a lot of hands on the hips on the Memorial defense.
And that's why some of these
fatigue starts to settle in.
Yeah, that's why some of these big yardage running. But, Coach Hammond's running in between the tackles. I'm a little surprised with 9 left, 38, that he hasn't put some of his secondary players in. I'm sure you're probably going to see that pretty shortly.
Picard up the middle. Stopped after a short gain. Augie Connors, the junior linebacker, on the stop. 6-yard gain, though. 3 minutes in, fourth quarter. Second down and 4 coming from the Memorial 23-yard line. Picard left side, looking to bounce it. Gets a good block on the edge. Tackled inbounds by Sebo. And that is near the 10-yard line, maybe shy of the 10 at about the 11.
Yeah.
Goffstown fell behind very early. 7-0. Memorial impressive on their opening drive. Took it 70 yards in 6 plays, but it's been all Goffstown since. They forced 4 Crusader turnovers on their way to scoring 38 straight points. And they're looking to add some more here. They go to Picard, although he's tripped up and stopped by, who was that, Calabro?
Yep.
Joe on the stop. 4 minutes gone, fourth quarter.
I can hear the wind in my mic, Nick. I don't know if the viewers can hear it, but she's going pretty good here right now.
Yeah, I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, right at right at the back of the Grizzlies.
Yep. And off to Cody. Rare carry for the senior, and he's not going to get much. Swallowed up by the big sophomore Josh Johanan. 270-pound defensive tackle. Third down and 10 on the way. Clock continuing to tick here. That's okay with Goffstown. They're 38-7 on the way to a 5-0 finish.
Very fortunate to get in 5 games, Nick, in this environment. They really been able to stay healthy and
played every week, getting a rhythm.
Yep.
Going into the postseason. Hinault on a rollout right, throws an interception. Taken away, I think, in the end zone by Memorial's Joe Calabro.
Pretty close, if not.
He jumped in front of that, read it well, and picks it off. That's Goffstown's first turnover of the afternoon. And Hinault wishes he could get that one back.
Yeah, I saw a nice job, excellent form rolling out, Nick. Don't know what happened there. I've had a receiver open. I don't know. It was kind of hidden for us, the receivers, or they couldn't really see them too well behind the Goffstown
sometimes you just
sideline squad.
Sometimes you just don't see the defender.
Yeah, and I just think that's what it was. But if you're going to throw an interception, Nick, and you're up 38-7, you like to do it down in the other team's 5-yard line.
Yeah, officially spotted at the 10, which is where Calabro was able to bring it out to. They go to Sebo, who's going to drop it in the backfield. It's picked up by Goffstown for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's, wow.
Well, it's not incomplete if it's behind the quarterback.
No, and it was. Don't understand that play, Nick. You fake the handoff to the player.
Toby Halpern, by the way, on the touchdown.
Right. And then, Hey, Al. You fed him his Wheaties this morning, Al. Nice job. But I don't understand the play, Nick. You fake it to draw the defenders towards the player, and then you throw it to him. I don't get the play.
5th turnover is the one takeaway that's not going to sit well with Coach Sturgis.
No.
Sturgis, excuse me. All right. Goffstown, they've gone for 2 after every touchdown today, and they'll do so here with 5 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. After Halpern is able to take it in from 10 yards out. Hinault on the snap. And big surprise, he calls his own number again, right up the middle for 2 more.
Yep.
He's done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times today on the 2-point try, Steve.
So the clock will run now.
After the kick. Yes.
After the kick.
7:13 to go. Halpern's 10-yard fumble return. Then touchdown, followed by Hinault's 2-point try. Makes this now 46 unanswered points for Goffstown.
They're nailing it in, Nick. No question about that. So it's going to be do you have any idea when they're going to be naming the matchups for next week? Have you heard, or is that kind of...
I hope it's tomorrow, but...
Yeah, me too.
I'm not sure.
Well, I
would imagine it'll be sooner rather than later.
Because, a couple teams, 2-3 teams have dropped out. They went to a 16 rather than everybody making it. So now we're down to 16. So they should have a pretty good idea by 5 o'clock this afternoon shouldn't take too long, I would imagine, right? Because I don't know what criteria they're going to use, but
no idea.
Yeah.
I believe we will know by Monday.
Okay.
Or FNL Rewind, which can be heard every Monday.
That's what I was hoping.
Every Monday on FNL NH Media. FNL Rewind, presented by Beals Insurance, 5 o'clock Eastern Time live. You can watch the archives anytime after that on FNL NH Media. Deep one, Pincebo back inside the 5. He'll take it out across the 20, 25 to the 30 along the far sideline. He spun out of bounds. A perhaps
Looked
late
like it
hit
was a late hit out of bounds.
by
anyway.
the Goffstown cover man Nick Berry, but
I think he hit him inbounds and he pulled him around out of bounds. So I think they're going to let that one go. And, it's his job to bring him down. So as long as the impact is made, and I think it probably looked worse than it really was, Nick.
So Crusader ball at their own 30.
Yeah.
As we are just outside the halfway point here, fourth quarter. Goffstown in control. They led it 24-7 at half. We've had it 22 more since then. Josephic still in the game. He'll face an outside blitz. He'll hand off to the right. And the ball on the ground again. Fumbled there by Memorial's
Well, I think they're going to say it's
Jimenez.
on the ground.
Second carry for the junior. Didn't go his way, but the Crusaders do pounce on it, Steve, as you said, and avoid their sixth turnover. What would have been their sixth turnover.
Oh, so it wasn't they said he was down. There was somebody else.
I think they recovered it.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Either way,
It was
Memorial
close.
football, yep.
Yeah, it was close.
Either way.
Coach Hammond now bringing some of his
Some of his backup
players in, giving them some experience.
Second down and 5.5 to go. Over the middle. Caught Calabro. Got an inside position there on the Goffstown cornerback. It's Owen Berry. And a first down, Memorial out to the 45-yard line, their own 45.
Goffstown was talking to Adam from Goffstown TV the other day, and he was telling me about how they've done quite a bit of work over on the clubhouse over there, put in some new pressure-treated decking. Last time I was up there, it was pretty punky. So they've redone that, and it looks good.
Yeah, it does. Josephic trying to hook up with Calabro there on 1st and 10. Good diving effort, but the full extension couldn't pull it in. Sasso again in on the coverage. Clock continuing to tick now inside of 5 minutes.
If you were going to accept the fact that they had Nashua North rated 1 and Goffstown 2, who would be your 3 and 4, Nick? The teams that we've seen so far.
That's an excellent question.
Boy, I got to say,
Salem's going to be up there.
Yep.
So does Londonderry. I know they didn't look good last night.
They're still Londonderry.
And so does Bedford, right.
I think
there's
Dover.
A tackle from behind.
How about Exeter?
Yeah, we'll see about Exeter. Berry gets Seymour from behind to prevent the first down. The freshman did rip off about 8 yards there to set up 3rd down and 2 inside of 4 minutes now on this running clock. Yeah, it really is tough to say, Steve, because you take a look at the records on one hand, then you say, well, who's playing the best football right now?
Right.
And I think Salem, even though they lost to Londonderry, has looked better in recent weeks perhaps than the Lancers. So I'm just not sure what kind of universal criteria there really is, because I don't think there is one.
Well, one of the things about
stage.
playing 9 games is you've got more matchups to look at.
Exactly.
And you got more film to look at to analyze it. But
you got more time for separation.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. We just don't have that this year, which is going to make it, to some extent,
very interesting.
very interesting indeed.
Kind of a crapshoot. Mm-hmm. Memorial, they've moved the ball in the second half. They really have. No points to show for it. But they've picked up some first downs. They go back to the ground with Jimenez, who picks up another 5 up the middle.
He's contributed.
Yep. The second half, he did not see any work in that first half. 6-yard gain there, though. It sets up 2nd and 4 as we move inside the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, bringing out
And
Eric Seymour's come out again. He's done a good job today.
Yeah, his yard total has got to be up near the century mark as well. Scored Memorial's only touchdown in the first quarter. Now he's just going to keep going.
Yep.
First down and then some. Inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Gain of about 16 there on the carry. Goffstown credited with the tackle. Goffstown, they've got
most of the twos in there now.
I think entirely now.
Yep.
They pulled Dalton a moment ago. I think he was the last remaining starter.
And they've got some backup.
Although 71, I think, has been out there.
Yeah.
Over the nose, that's Danny LeClaire.
Yep.
He's still in the game. Backup quarterback in for Memorial as well. Back in. It's Braden Hafman who's going to roll out. He's going to throw into the back corner. He had Cody, but could he hang on? No, he could not. Incomplete. Looked like Cody had it for a second there. Steve may have lost it on the way to the ground in the back corner. Incomplete. And again, that clock continuing to tick now down to the final 100 seconds here in Goffstown.
Hafman, Braden looked good on that rollout. Had a little speed there.
Took a snap earlier in the game. Just one snap.
Yep.
When the starter, Josephic, was out for one snap. So
looks like most of the offensive line, starting offensive line, is in for.
I think they want this touchdown here.
Yep.
Up the middle. Jimenez going to spin. Second effort might have got him an extra yard. It'll be third down and 6, it looks like, from the 10-yard line as we hit the final minute in Goffstown. Either way, regardless of if the Crusaders can score here or not, very impressive day for Goffstown as they rattled off 46 unanswered points after falling down 7-0. Final 45 seconds. Hafman in the gun. Seymour to his right. Seymour picks up a good block. Haseman, a little more time, rolls left, points down the field. Now he's going to tuck, run, wants the end zone. He's tackled just shy
he hit the
of the
pylon.
goal line.
That's a touchdown.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, hit the pylon.
Delayed signal. Okay, touchdown is the call on the field.
I like this young man.
Able to scramble there from 10 yards out to score with 32 seconds.
I like this young man at quarterback. Did you see that pocket movement, Nick? Great sense of awareness, looking downfield, guiding his receivers. He knows what he wants, and this kid is he's impressive.
So a 10-yard touchdown run for Hafman. Stops the clock because the gap now inside of 35 points.
I believe he's a junior,
46-13. Right? Yes, he is. Memorial going to try for 2. Hafman had trouble with a low snap, and he goes down.
Yeah, that's
brought down in the backfield. No chance there.
That's reps, Nick.
It'll stay at 46-13.
Yep.
So this should be a matter of a kick and then a knee. And that should do it here in Goffstown. Grizzlies on the verge of a 5-0 season.
They've earned it.
They have.
Yep.
And that coaching staff deserves some kudos as well. Nick Hammond, big shoes to fill, of course, coming in for Justin Huff, who took an office job, so to speak, as the athletic director and handed the keys over to Coach Hammond. We'll try and get Coach Hammond on the show Monday.
That'd be great. Yep.
Heading into the tournament. FNL Rewind, of course, comes your way Monday at 5 Eastern on FNL NH Media.
It'd be great to get Coach Sturgis.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep, we've already got Coach Lorendi of Nashua North committed.
Great.
And likely Tom King of the Nashua Telegraph as well. If we can get these two head coaches.
That'd be wonderful.
That'd be their show right there. So, again, Monday at 5. Good stuff. A complete review.
Coach Lorendi.
Of the final Week 5 of the regular season, and then a preview of the tournament coming up as well.
Talked to him after the game last night. Very happy with his team. Be interested to see more of an extended conversation that we can have with him on Monday.
Yeah. All right, final 32 seconds. A 46-13 lead for the Grizzlies. Memorial will try another onside kick. Does go the 10. Good job on the recovery there for Goffstown. That was Antonio Capos. And now this should just be a knee. And we're good to go. Well, they're going to run the clock now.
Yeah.
But technically, they shouldn't do that because it's 32, or 33-point gap, not 35. But
I thought
whatever.
Once it's 35, it's over. That it's automatic. Even if they score inside, it keeps running. I think.
Okay.
I think
apparently must be the case. At least it is today.
Yeah.
All right. 46-13 is the final, and Goffstown's going to go to 5-0 heading into the tournament. One of the contenders for sure. One of the shortlist contenders in Division One. As they pretty much handled this thing relatively easily at 46-13. An encouraging spot for Memorial. They got out in front 7-0. They had some chances. They moved the football at times in this one, but in the end, Goffstown, too big, too strong, too good. They come out with a big victory on their home field.
I think the score represents how strong Goffstown is, but I think that Memorial has got to forget the score and they got to go review the film and look at what possibly could be. I don't think no matter what happened, positively or better luck, it would have necessarily changed the win or loss factor of the game, but I do believe that Memorial has got some things that they can take home with them against an extremely good Goffstown team and be positive about, and they have some things that they need to work on as well. But they've got some good player personnel on the Memorial side. On the Goffstown side, Coach Hammond, I think, says it all. You watch where he is emotionally, you pretty much got an idea. He's very happy, you can tell, at the end of the game. I think we'll probably see that on Monday, Nick. But a very solid. When you've got a defensive secondary like that, and you got a defensive secondary like Nashua North we saw last night, you got to put these teams up near the, if not the top, right near the top, to your point earlier.
Good day for quarterback Jarrett Hunault. A couple of scores through the air for Goffstown. Ran one in as well. And Zach Picard doing some heavy lifting as well. A couple of touchdowns in this one. And well, I want to shout out that freshman from Memorial again. Because he looked good. Eric Seymour, close to 100 yards on the ground, scored Memorial's touchdown on their opening drive. And
to have him
the
4
future
years
is bright, in Crusader land.
I liked Haveman too, the backup quarterback. I think working with him. And
Josephic did pretty well.
Josephic, no problem with Josephic, but Josephic's a senior.
Right.
And when you look forward, that this isn't just a one-year wonder for Memorial. They got some things to work with, work on and work with. That's very, very positive as far as personnel on the team, and the numbers are good as well. I don't know how many of those offensive linemen are seniors. We got the roster late, so I didn't really get a chance to check. But I'm sure some of those guys are not all seniors, and if they can bring some of that back and cultivate some new ones and keep that positive spirit of going out for football, anything can happen. But I got to tell you, Goffstown's got some pieces that show that they could give any team that I've seen so far a real run for their money on the top echelon of the team, and they seem to be very, very tight, very organized. And if they can get the games with an undefeated record at Goffstown, that's that extra player that just something about playing here just gives the old home team an advantage.
46-13, the final. Reminder, Monday at 7 o'clock, FNL Rewind presented by Beals Insurance comes your way. Final score, final time, Goffstown 46, Memorial 13. We want to thank, of course, Coach Huft and his staff here for opening the doors in Goffstown. Of course, Kristen and Matt Beals, our videographers today, our director, Ben Beals, my partner, Steve Beals.
Always
Nick
fun.
Anastas saying so long. We'll see you Monday at 5 for FNL Rewind.